Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to SKTV. Welcome to SKTV Live. As you join us, let's share the show, please. Welcome and welcome. Let's share the show. Plenty thing to talk. Plenty thing to talk. We got plenty to say. Let's share the show, please. Please and please. We have a lot to talk about. Let's share the show. Welcome in, welcome. Let's share the show. Let's share the. Give me 1 second, folks. 1 second.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We touch it for 40 years, connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Foreign people who willing to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the parents from them. So welcome and life without fear.
I live
Master.
Clay Palace, I can't ask you if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa. SKTV the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive.
I came right back. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Tell us where you're following us from. Marie Pratt, hello. Marie Pratt, hello. Thank you. You're following us from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you. Let's share the show now. Yeah, let's share the show now. You ain't sharing the show, eh? Okay. So for that, saying you ain't sharing the show. I will tell Sekou Brazilian Monk and the rest of the team to stay away. You're not ready yet. You share the show, please. I played no talk. Play it in the talk. Yeah, and I easy. What's up with this? What's up with this? Let's share the show now, folks. I don't like this new thing. Let's share the show. Jason Jane is watching us from Pennsylvania. This is not good. But let's share the show now. Let's share the show. Let's share the show. Yeah, share the show now. Yeah. Welcome to the show. Folks, as you're joining us, tell us where you are following us from. We'll definitely recognize you or identify you. Today, will recognize all of you, especially you who follow instructions. They when I follow instructions, they're on their own. Don't worry about them. They're not serious. Leo Cisse from New York, Big Apple, a big boarding city there. If you're rolling from New York, Big Apple, you in big boarding city. And I know Kekele city there. Big boarding city. Yeah. If you're in New York, you're living big, you're living large. I think Sekou is here with us. Let me bring Sekou on the join. Sekou, good afternoon. How are you?
How are you, my brother? How's everything?
Everything is good. Sorry I missed your call. I owe you one. I will be calling you.
That's okay. That's fine. It's okay. Yeah,
Man, they run around here too. We've been in situation we're getting on it in.
Wow.
They run around here plenty. So that's why
I know it's not an easy thing.
I was looking forward to calling you on Friday or Saturday afternoon. Because at least this weekend is
Okay.
It's less busy, but we'll definitely compare notes. We have to. That machine money, what it going? You know, maybe your own what you get, you know, you can send it on. Yeah, I know. Oh God. Prince Cole watching us from Leeds, England. Prince, I don't know, man. You ain't made the Premier League, man. Leeds United ain't make the Premier League. What's going on? You ain't making it, my man. I'm looking forward to Leeds being in the Premier League this year, my man. This coming season. So maybe you need to let me know what's going on. Yeah, my man Leo says a long time, bro. You're right. Long time. Let's see who here again before Sekou. For you to welcome Sekou, you say Sekou takes a barrel. You're well. See, so Sekou say you came by the women and someone said they miss you. So that mean my brother that ate there, we would again miss our year. Sekou, are you there? I think Sekou's frozen. Sekou is frozen.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hearing you, but I don't know what's going on. I mean, you coming in broke up actually.
Yeah, one or two women said one woman said they miss you. So the women are looking like they come and say they're missing you now. So I don't know how you react to that one.
Must say I'm missing everybody already. I mean, I was not happy. So now when I'm talking, I lost my idea and I do the one. What will give it to me, you know? Yeah. But I miss you too. I miss you. Felicia F. Waller. Thank you. I miss you so much. I really like to appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. And the rest of you guys. I miss you guys on the show.
You bet. Okay, I see you mentioned Kanga. Yes, Sekou is back. Yes, Sekou back. Yeah. So the last Sekou is back now. I know our number will increase today. The last Sekou back now. Yeah, I see everybody GG there. Great to see you, Sekou. Yeah, but if you there, Sekou, when I get now, you also testing and be adding for the man number 2 now. You can be missing the man only on the show.
Oh. We're back, and we hope that we do it. They will keep us. It's not just easy. In the But yeah.
But Sekou, you breaking up, but I can't hear you clearly. I don't know if the other people can hear you clearly. I can't hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly.
I don't know. I'm using Orange. I don't know whether you're hearing me now. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
You hearing me?
Yes, but some of the best way to do it, you might want to go back out and come back in. It will help. It can help restart the entire thing.
Let me try that way. Definitely. Let me do that and come right back. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it can help
Okay.
kickstart your open.
Yeah.
So, folks, Sekou will be right back. Milborn setting up in the back end. We can see him. Milborn will be joining us. Plenty things happening here, people. When we're joking, with plenty things happening. Plenty things happening. BP things happening too. We're bringing other news on. It look like it's not easy. It look like what Milborn, my man? What Milborn? That shit will come out first. Milborn, I can see you. Let's share the show now, folks. Somebody say, man, and the brutal honesty and putting out lemma here. The brutal honesty being they can give out in the country. I don't see these guys.
Yes, indeed, there are so many
let me know if you got
happening, and let me see how
one
best
second.
that I can
let me
link
just
up
see
with
something
my
here.
team. But it's about time that we bring you the show right here. For those of you who are following us this evening, I want to say thank you so much for always following this broadcast. So, indeed, let me see how best to join my team. Today is Wednesday. For a matter of fact, it's ladies' night. Sekou and Sheku. Yes. Sorry, Steve.
Tell your ladies there somewhere and I made it there. Don't bring noise here.
No, I beg you, my man. No, man.
Don't bring
ladies' night.
Leave that lady next to it.
In our tradition,
No,
people say that every Wednesday is ladies' night.
My man, like in the 90s, don't think it's happen. Leave that story. When I on that story, man.
Also, you want to be like the people that want to get rid of the Old Testament, but they choose Malacca and be using Malacca. What kind of Steve? You gotta stop.
Don't put me Bible problem to me. Don't put me Bible problem today. I beg you. I'm not in Bible problem today. Yeah, because you know, anyway.
Because me, I know my brother Cheku Kroma, you know what I'm saying. When it comes to the Old Testament, there are certain things there they don't want. But then they will go back to Malacca and take the one that they're enjoying today. So I'm asking you, how can you want to get rid of Wednesday, which of course we all know it to be ladies' night? How come?
In fact, speaking of the Old Testament, speaking of the Old Testament, no, Milborn, just before y'all give out other news from Liberia, y'all give out the situation in Liberia or what's going on in the country. Speaking of other news, or speaking of, yesterday we said we're going to read the role of a deacon. But speaking of the Old Testament, because the role of the deacon is not in the Old Testament, in the New Testament. Speaking of the Old Testament, do you know that there are a lot of people that contradict the Old Testament and they think that God said one thing in the Old Testament and then he's saying one thing in the New Testament? A lot of people confuse it. Lots of people, So it's important for us to understand something when it comes to what people think and how they feel, about the Old Testament and the New Testament. In the Old Testament, Moses, first of all, in the Old Testament, most of the things that Moses wrote from Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy, and Leviticus, the first four books in the Bible, the things that Moses wrote, most of the accounts that Moses wrote, just so you keep that in mind, those accounts are not, let me say again, they were not something that Moses himself was present and saw. They told him. For example, Moses didn't live the whole of Genesis. We only heard about Moses appearing in Exodus. So that means Moses was not on the scene in Genesis. So some of the things he might have written might not have been the sins. But just for example, the issue of idolatry, right? Which we term in our time as cheating. Because when I say this, people can get there with me. But when it comes to the issue of cheating is only for people who are married. Cheating is only for people who are married. If you are not married, you can't. No cheating.
Yes, indeed. Indeed, you are right. And for me, Teresa, I always saying this to people. I said when you are, or maybe when you both are into maybe something or maybe temporary relationship, you don't have to hold your friend too dirty. Like in fact, you want to even struggle with them that they can't easily breathe. No,
you know the thing about it. People can determine what kind of term they want to use. But I'll say something here on the show before I get to that point. You give us update quickly in Liberia. The issue of cheating is for people who are married. If you're not married, cheating is not applicable to you. You can't cheat if you're not married. Go ask and pass it that one. So you're passing it around, making all the fun of it. But that's aside the point, though.
But where's the cheating? Because two of you are joined into illegal contracts. So I'm not seeing anything like cheating.
My man.
I forget it bigger. Anyway, that's it. Go ahead.
And I ain't argue with the Digon. But what I wanted to say, for example, in the Old Testament, Mon Chauffeur. Mon, what's up, bro?
Thank you, Mon Chauffeur.
What's going on, guys?
Yes.
We are great. Thank God. My brother was just talking about something.
We're trying to share the show.
Okay. Yeah. Monk is trying to share the show. But let's talk about the thing I wanted. Let's talk about the thing I wanted to say. In the Old Testament, Moses then regarded cheating as something wherein people needed to be hurt, or people needed to catch the person in the act first. But in the New Testament, when Jesus came, Jesus made it simple. Jesus said, you don't need to catch the person in the act. If you even think about it, you just think about it in your head, you've cheated.
For sure.
So you see it.
It's a sin just by thinking about it.
Just by thinking about it, that lost preconceived mind and notion. So you get a bunch of sinner then passing around making no. But anyway, let's read about the Digon rule. Yeah, I think
the man from the Sanctions region.
Yeah, Chico, I gotta stop quickly. I got that message. I'll see if we can work on it in the back end. I'll reach out to Siku. I'm not sure if I'll reach out to him, But quickly, the role of a deacon. Those of you who want to know what a deacon is or doing, check before we hear from Labrador in the politics. The role of a deacon in 1 Timothy, when you read chapter 3, starting from verse 8, you can find the role of the deacon. Mom, you get it so you can read it for 1 Timothy 3.
Hold on. Let me see here. 1 second here.
Yeah, 1 Timothy 3, it won't show the role of the deacon.
The deacon I get the head of the senior guys in the church.
No, when you say it like that, Mom, they will look funny. They will think say we're making it up on escape. They will let it hear it from Bible before we get into politics, because we want to lay the role of the deacon for it.
The role of the deacon, the biblical role of a deacon, is to take care of the physical and logistical need of the church so that the elder can concentrate on the primary calling. That's it. Simple.
No, read it. I beg you, my brother. Read it from 1 Timothy 3.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
8. Let's start from verse 8. We got to put a rule together so we can understand and say.
3 verse 8, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It said, verse 8, it said, in the same way, deacons are to be worthy of respect, sincere, not indulging in much winding up or pursuing dishonest gain.
So what if they again? Where before? No, they get a criteria set for the deacon. We're not today.
No. President Monk is running. I don't know from which book or are you reading from?
I'm reading from the First Timothy chapter 3 verse 8.
Yeah, so no, let's see our intern now because we gotta go to
because you're running with that thing, President Monk.
No, we gotta read it to verse 11. You
Let me go back. I got it, King James.
We got to read it to verse 12. I mean, verse 12.
So 12. Okay, hold on 1 second.
So let's have our own time. Verse 13. So 8 to 13.
Verse 8. They say, in the same way, deacons are to be worthy of respect, sincere, not indulgence in much wine, and not pursuing dishonest gain. Verse 9.
Why I say, when now more, but the problem with you, people boring reading my own man and my father, they get plenty of in the church. First thing they say, when I say the deacon
dishonest gain, which means that cheating.
They say the deacon man, wait, you can't talking dishonest gain. They say your deacon man be crooks.
Yeah,
they might not be cross.
No coverage.
They might not be in crooked G's or crooked D's. They might not be part of it. So as we look at our current deacon, who president, that one will you decide.
You decide.
Now. Because the deacons are confusing us. So that the first part there, but more go ahead again. What the second one say
in verse 9, they must keep hold of the deep trust, the deep truth, and the faith with a clear conscience. Verse 10 said they must first be tested. And then if there is nothing against them, let them serve a deacon. So they got to do vetting.
Stop now. But man, wait. You know that deacon royal when you rushing well there? Our current president is a deacon.
Oh, yeah.
Our current president is a deacon. They want another broad constitution. That Bible what you're reading. Most of you go to church on Sunday. The first thing they say a deacon might not be a crook. They say a deacon here might not be in crooked G, he might not be in gossip, he might not be in funny thing. Then they come forward again. What they say again more in 9. What they say again in 9.
They must keep hold of their deep truth, of the faith with a clear conscience.
They say your deacon might not lie. Your deacon might not be hello liars. So if your deacon, we got deacon right now. Since we started the government building, our deacon not lie. We looking at him. We watching him. We reading all the things they not do. But let's go to 13.
No, let's go to 10.
Let's go to 10. Sorry, let's go to 10, Chief.
There were 10 say, I think I read 10. They said they must first be tested, and then if there is nothing against them, let them serve a deacon. So they got to run background check on our deacon first. When they pass the background check and meet all the conditions before they can be able to serve in that role.
So that means they said the deacon, before you even made a deacon, you might check the history. The deacon get caught shot. He get caught power. He's a crook. He's a liar. Take the title from him. But you're not one listening.
Let me complete chapter 11 and 12. Almost like one sentence combined. They say, in the same way, the woman are to be worthy of respect, not malicious talkers, but temperate and trustworthy in everything. So if that the women aspect and the defining, according to Timothy, that in the same way, so the same applies to women, but they should be worthy of respect. They shouldn't be malicious talker. With me, you can be gossip or you can be talking all over the place.
So that one what they said the deacon where man I be changing police when you deaconess. When you deaconess in a church, you might not be a gossiper. You might leave gossip. And you might not be passing around carrying people's story outside. You might not be discussing people. You might not bring yo in a church. That's what they say about you the deaconess there. So you who won't be deaconess, all of you who are deaconess there, they say you might lead a crook business, you lead a gossip business, and you know the funny left, then you'll leave it.
And listen to the climax, verse 12.
Yeah,
the deacon must be faithful to his wife and must manage his children and his household well.
They say the deacon must be faithful to his wife, but the other time you can say our deacon was doing funny thing. So like you know, we said about the church. Look, let me tell you something. You're joking in our nation. You're not ready here for God business. Me, I told you, I said I will be on a show. Every time I get the opportunity to remind our people about that Bible that you can be carrying the some of you don't even carry Bible to church, you get your phone, you get Bible on your phone. You don't even read Bible on your phone.
Carrying the Bible is one thing, but reading the Bible
you go your pastor read Bible for you.
You know that we are lazy readers, right? You know we don't read.
Pastor read one Bible for you, you may noise in the time, and you be what they call him. So that either.
We are not avid readers in Liberia. It's not
so the question, the thing here now, my people, the one who looking at the whole Digon Benin, is about time the Baptist Church the Digon title from President Joseph Boaga. Me, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you want to save our religion, Joseph Boakai have been into my lie in shady business. And I get to sugarcoat nothing. Joseph, if anybody say they veil me for me saying the president lied at your business, I don't have problem with you. In fact, when you get vexed, you show to me that you're a child of God because God can get vexed. So you get it there, not anything. I'm just saying to you to preserve the integrity of the church, the sanctity of the church. Joseph Boakai need to step down as a deacon. You can't have a deacon who's a crook and a liar. You can't do that. I'm saying it because I'm a Christian. You can't do that. And it has proven publicly that Joseph Boakai cannot be trusted. He's a liar. I say he's a liar. It's been proven. It is proven. And he will prove us right on SKTV Mole. As we go every day, he will prove us right. And we told you before the election, that the president was not a serious-minded man. You say that before he could become president. Today, he's proving it. We on SKTV were the very first group of people that coined the term smooth cock for Joseph Boakai. You say we're lying, we're disrespecting. We're not kind of now. We're right here. You also be coming on the show, be telling us thank you. But anyway, let's get to Liberia. Let's hear from Liberia what's going on. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm calling on the Christian community, those of you who are Christians, the religious community, especially Christianity, to provide sanctity. You all need to call the Baptist church and you call the Baptist pastor to take away that deacon of Joseph Boakai. He's not worthy of it. You're taking from him. Being old does not mean that he's supposed to be deacon. He has not proven to be a man of integrity. For all indication. Physically, he has not proven it. The one who can see that it will hold him back. By the way, let's hear from you guys. Let's hear from Sheku. Sheku, long time we see you. But today, we want to know what's going on in the Southeast. How's the country? How's that part of the country? What's going on?
All right. I don't know whether you're getting me very clear now.
Yes.
I hope so. Are you getting me clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. The Southeast is okay from where I am, Grand Jide, Zweju. We don't have any bad news here in Zweju. Things are on course. The superintendent left for Monrovia. The prices of rice was escalating immediately. Modal released that information. People took advantage. The rice was almost like $22, $23 in Zweju. But as we speak now, it's $20 in Zweju. We used to eat. That's how we been.
No, so quick, let me just ask you before you go further with it. You say it was 22. Honor President, we are.
Yeah.
Nationally,
no.
Was it 20? How much was it?
In Zweju, the rice price went up to $3,400 under President Weah. But when President Weah left and the Unity Party took over, rice price shoot up to $3,800. So
Honor President, how much in US? Honor President, how much are in US? We want to make sure we're clear on some things.
That was around $18.
Okay, so that means Joseph Boakai increased the price. They added $4 there.
We can say Joseph Boakai then added $4.
But who comment increase or no?
No, we can say so.
We can say so. No. Future, we are also work condition. That would be honest. So the work condition is different.
Every time prices goes up in Liberia, for that price to come down is very difficult. So the moment small little thing happen and that price goes up, to come down not small. So I think
no, you're not being fair. You're not being fair to President Weah. I'm not a supporter of President Weah, but we need to tussle and tussle. They play the two L who put it there. So under President Weah, road condition was good. They have good road there. So when President Weah was leaving, he take the good road, then he left the bad road there. And that's what he's saying. We don't want to know so we can move.
No, President Weah time, the road was very bad. But the rice price was at $18. Sometimes it goes up to $20.
Oh my man!
US. But before he left, the rice was around $18. That's what I'm telling you.
So President Weah, under President Weah time, it was $18. So Joseph Boakai in 3 to 4 months, it went up to $24. And I was saying,
Steve, let me finish.
no, but we need to be fair to our people because we want to, we need to say it that way so our people can know what's going on. That's all me are saying. I'm not a supporter of President. Everybody knows that. Okay, sorry, Chief. Finish it up. What are our people in Civil England now? What's that telling?
Steve, the rice price is presently 3,800 Liberian dollars. Some places 3,900. Some places even selling rice 4,000 Liberian dollars. That a little above $20 US. Sometimes it's $21 or so. When it comes to the price of rice, it's high in the most especially Grand G. That I can tell you. So if the rice price is being sold in Zweju City at $20, then you should start thinking of how much Konobo is paying for rice. Putu Penoken is paying for rice. The Glio Twabo is paying for rice. That means the rice price is very high in those areas. So the price of rice in itself is a little bit high, really, to be very honest with you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. No problem. The price of awareness of is very high, but for the record and the facts, Honor Georgia government bag of rice was between the price of $17.50 to $18. Honor Unity Party, the bag of rice price is $24. A simple thing. We move. Let's hear from Melbourne real quick. Sekou, welcome to the show. Sekou, welcome to the show. Yeah, the show umpire even started. The show will be here today. We're not even want to go inside.
Please, my brother Jack coming. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Steve. Indeed, thank you, Steve. Please, my brother Jack.
Melbourne. Hold on 1 second. Let me walk on Sekou for you. Will talk, Chief. Relax. You will get all the information. We'll compare the pack of red press here. And we here. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing good. How you doing? And how are you doing, guys? Everybody.
For me, I'm okay. Thank God for life.
We are. Anyway, Melbourne, let's hear from you.
Yeah, so indeed, Steve and our listeners, our followers, we want to say thank to all of you. Indeed, today is Wednesday. Like my colleague just said, no major news apart from all of the happening throughout the week, especially starting from last weekend up to Monday, Tuesday, and today is Wednesday. These are some of the news that have been happening, and the news that continue to go on and on, especially when it comes to the yellow machine issues. There are a lot of misreactions and so on. But on today, the former ruling party, the CDC, have a major press conference, and I think all of us will follow that press conference. We still follow it to know as to what they're talking about. But they talk on a wide range of issues, talk about things that are affecting the Liberian people. So yes, in the moving forward again, there are a lot of outcry coming from our people, especially on the commodities prices. Mind you, the prices of basic commodities is upgoing, or in fact, it's going up little by little. The U.S. rate is around 195, 196, or some places 195.5. So that means whenever the U.S. rate go up or maybe clean up a little bit, that means if you used to buy a razor blade for $5, you got to buy it now maybe for $10. And mind you, razor blade is even $10. I don't see razor blade anywhere around now for $5. So that means if we are buying razor blade on this side for $10, then mind you, how much it will be sold for in the southeast. And the back of rest or the halfback that my colleague just talked about, indeed is been sold here in the capital city. Some places 3,008, some places 4,000. According to the information, copper rice is around 60 to 70 Liberian dollars. So that tells you that indeed prices are really, really going up little by little. And the rescue government, someone will say, what are they doing? What's going on? So indeed, these are things that are happening, and people are sitting, political parties, apart from CDC today, who try to speak out. Maybe today they come out today to speak out, and on Sunday, again, we'll be waiting to hear from Honorable Yaka Koruba. So, Steve and our colleagues and our team, these are some of the things that happen. Yeah.
My only question to you before we get into the conversation here today is, That 3,000, 4,000, talking about homework you can translate to you and a homework.
So,
Yes.
Before the former government or the citizen-led government, they have beg arrest. Mind you, before during the time when you were around, it used to be the whole bag, which was 50 kg. Now, since 2006, we start to experience the 25 kg during the time of the 10 president now who were former vice president. At that time, we started to buy 25 kg. So the 25 kg during the former ruling party time, it used to be 1750 to 1850. I think the last 1850, that is 18.50 cents. But as we speak, some places is around $20. Like my colleague just said. So indeed, the price is still up, in fact, going up. And I saw a listing where the president formed a committee that are going to handle the rest issue. But I think, mind you, the same CDC, or in fact, the former ruling party, the citizen-led government, also organized such committee that done before. But at the end of the day, we don't see anything coming out. But we hope and pray that the new yeah.
Let me say this to the Liberian people. President Joseph Yuma Boaga, who's the head of state, when they met with the rest importer, they couldn't come to an agreement. That committee will meet with them to come to an agreement. Something really wrong with you guys for you. The president of the republic, why he never signed a committee to go there? He went there first. Couldn't come to a compromise that to go gather a bunch of people to sit down somewhere to say the forming committee. It's a waste of time. That whole committee thing, what they forming a committee to go for that lie, that fly. That ain't nothing serious. It's not serious. Nobody should take it seriously. Nobody should run with that foolishness. The president of the country sat down with rest importers and they couldn't come to a compromise according to him, walk out. All that stage managed and fake thing we're doing. That to go gather, to go put a couple of people near up on e-marshal website, that the one who's organizing and say, oh, the rest pro Canada. That lie Liberian people, that not true. Nobody might listen to that foolishness. They lying to you again. But anyway, let's get to the issue. Mr. Kane, welcome to the show. And I know you and Monk are here. I want to ask a first general question to you. Today, that sharp, quick, we're not wasting time. My question to you is, are we back into the corruption cycle? Especially from government officials. Are we? Because this is something the last 6 years we complain about. The entire Warsaw is, as evidenced by that, a couple of people were sanctioned for corruption. Senior government officials, Nathaniel Madio, Bill Corey, Serena Cephas, all of these guys were sanctioned. So my question to you guys now is, are we back into corruption, especially involving government officials? Monk, let's hear from you first.
Monk can go first.
Yeah, Monk, let's hear from you first. Monk, you there? Anyway, Monk is not. I don't think Monk you there?
You can hear me?
Yes. Are we back into the corruption cycle with government officials?
Well, I don't have to say it from the very first thing. The very first thing is, it was one of the cardinal reasons for the immediate presidential retreat or cabinet retreat, because it was all about corruption as well. It was one of the things that the president himself mentioned, and the skyrocketing price of domestic commodities on the market, rice being the most important one. And you talked about, you mentioned the leg of Nathaniel McGill and Bill Twary. Just today alone, another story surfaced that the PPCC boss, the Minister of Finance, they carry on they bypass the PPCC public procurement and I think concessions agreement, that they violated the law, which was corrupt by not providing competitive bidding. I know they give it to their bodies so they can get kickback. So I think at this stage, if the president himself can call for an immediate presidential or how do you call it, or cabinet retreat to get the rescue team back on the train, or the rescue players back on the train, and within few hours, you got a kind of a revelation coming over the joint committee of the Senate telling them that, you see, these are the reasons that will scare investors from coming to Liberia. They do it every day. They put their own foot into their mouth. Like, why would an investor want to come to a country when they know that the government themselves violate their law that's supposed to protect private investors? And it just surfaced in the news today. Front Page Africa carried the story again today. is another thing. So I would say emphatically that that government could potentially be corrupt in even Georgia government.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you, Mo.
I
Mr.
believe-
Kenneth, before you respond to the same question, Representative Matthew Joe from Grand Bassa County. This is how he brands or calls the current administration, the Joseph Yuma Bwaga government, right? He calls them 419 government. Certain representative calls Joseph Yuma Bwaga government the 419 government. Mr. Kane, what say you? Are we back into corruption?
First of all, what is Matthew Joe's party? Which party he belongs to?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's an independent or CDC. So it's from the CDC.
CDC,
I
right?
think that's CDC. Yeah, CDC.
Okay. All right. No surprises there. You know, so CDC government was also a 419. So 419, from one 419 to another 419, fine. And I've always said that Seditians, they have no moral rectitude to say anything when it comes to corruption and bad governance to the Unity Party. CDC and Unity Party are like 6 and 9. You flip it on number 6, you flip it the other way is number 9. So I don't value that comment from him. They're all the same. So when you say whether we are back into corruption cycle, we never left. You know, you can leave something and you say you come back in it. We never left corruption cycle. Everything about Liberia is corrupt for the past 12 to 24 years. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government was corrupt. She herself said corruption is the number one public enemy. She said corruption was a vampire. Corruption never left Jowiad and Kim Day. They continue what Ellen left off. They were corrupt to the core. Joseph Bwaga came and continued on what Jowiad were doing. So corruption never left. That we say. So when you ask the question whether we are back in it, I believe we never left it. We are in corruption continuously, and our leaders are not doing anything to change that trend.
Okay.
And the reason why we are having elections is to change from bad governance to good governance, from corrupt government to good government. But the fact that they all fight and do the same thing, nothing has changed. So we didn't leave it. My answer would be, do we think corruption continues in our country? And the answer is resoundingly yes.
Okay, the answer is resoundingly yes. Let me hear from. I know Lawrence just joined us. Lawrence, how are you? Sorry, I couldn't take you because I was about to call you when you turn on your camera off. But greet our people quickly. Let's get a minute from each of you guys. What you think, really quick. Lawrence, what say you?
I'm okay, Steve. I'm okay. Sincerely apologize for not being on the show yesterday because my boss lost his father, and this week Saturday will be the burial. So I'm playing major role in that process. So when you talk about the issue of corruption, let me tell you, Steve, in this 55 legislature, some of our men will be caught in the web because we can see it and we're looking at it. When we visit some of the places, some of the supporters, we can hear them talking, say, our time here. Our time to eat, and we'll eat. So when it comes to corruption, it will not feeling. The whole 55 legislature, some of the guys then will be sanctioned, even down to the senator and the representative. We can see it, we hear. Some of them are working to please their citizens, but some of them, Let me tell you right now, there are some of our guys putting, some of the representatives putting some people on board to work on it because the man supported him in the election. So he want to please the man. Even if the man is not qualified, they will put the people there to work. So when it comes to corruption, Steve, rest and show, it will still be in the 55 legislature. Some of them will be sanctioned. The representative and the senator. Watch my word, brother.
Okay, so we'll delve into that. Sheku Kumar, let's hear from you really quick. What say you?
Corruption will be in this government. Corruption will not leave this government. And corruption will not leave other government when they come. Simple.
Okay.
The president might not be as corrupt as one may think, but the people the president will appoint, do not forget to know that during the political campaign, they all ran those campaigns and some of them were not even purely qualified for the job. But because of the work they did during the time, they feel that they owe them political jobs. So when they get these jobs, they feel that it is time to pay back. The last time I said it on this show, and I'm saying it again, this government under Joseph Numa Boakai will not be set until after 6 months. Reasons are that the car was old. It was parked in the garage. When they took the car, it was not well serviced. They put it on the road and the mechanics start knowing the things. Corruption will be high from the initials of this government. It will be very high. The first thing, the government don't understand their say. They don't know when to talk and how to talk. They're disgracing themselves every day and even making people who are on the verge to speak for them, they're disgracing those people. The person say things because they feel they want to talk. They feel they have the power to talk and they will talk. And the person who has the power to speak come from beyond and say, no, this is not what the government should do. This is what the government should do. So they stay confused. They confuse. So for corruption to just move right now, the people fight to settle themselves. If they $2 during the election for Joseph Boakai, they are feeding to themselves that Joseph Boakai owes them. They should get that money before they can be dismissed. And some of them will not be dismissed. Simple. Because they feel that Joe Boakai is actually owing them. That if Joe Boakai go to the point to dismiss them, they will come back to say things to the media that will bring Joe Boakai also, wow, things that they did yesterday before they got in power. So corruption still it's still I'm not lying to you. It's there good.
Corruption still here, they're good. Okay, quickly, let me
I love that.
Let me hear from Melbourne because I have a question to ask you guys quickly for us to move on into the program. Melbourne, quickly, let's hear 1 minute. 1 minute, please.
Yeah, so thank you. For me, the system is corrupt. No matter who come, like joking was lecturing behind the same not too long with group of people, group of ladies, and I told them, I said, I think it's about time that we give the country maybe to someone that will rule the country with high end for the next 10 or 15 years. That's the only way that we'll move forward because the system is balanced. The system is 100% corrupt from the judiciary to the executive to the legislature. So that tells you that no part of the system that is free from corruption. So we stay into yes.
Okay, so the system is corrupt. Let me ask you guys this question. Now, so does that? Then one will start with Sheku Kumar quickly, guys. Let's use 1 minute to get to this quickly. Would it be fair, and should it be applicable that the Joseph Numa Boakai government be sanctioned, even as far as sanctioning Joseph Boakai?
No.
No what?
Never be fair.
No what? I said, should government officials be sanctioned, even as far as sanctioning Joseph Boakai?
early to speak on that, to say there should be censure.
But you
Joseph
just said
Boakai,
corrupt.
no, listen, Chief. I said there will be corruption and the corruption will be there.
Okay.
Then the question is, should they be censured? It is too early to censure government officials. They will fall in their own holes that they are digging. They will come out to show themselves. But when it comes to sanctioning Joseph Numa Boakai, what has Joseph Boakai done so far? Because Joseph Boakai is the captain for the boat. And so when his officer or he's the captain or a platoon leader, when any of the officers does wrong, it means Joseph Boakai did it wrong. Joseph Boakai as a president is not everywhere at the same time. People will make mistakes. He rectified those mistakes by dismissing them or seriously warning them if they are about to listen or they care to listen. If not, he dismissed them and bring people in who are capable and ready to work. Don't forget of these appointments. They are all Sekou know me. I work for Sekou. I work for Steve. And Sekou took over and Sekou said, Sekou, you did too much work. Bring 2 persons. The 2 persons I'm bringing, Sekou do not know them. I know them. They are my interest. So when those people do bad, should people come and say Sekou is the one that's doing bad? He doesn't know what he's doing. They are presently on trial and errors. And this justified. It's just the truth. They are on there.
Okay. So when you Sekou's logic, keeping the question constant, most recently it's reported that even the Senate, according to them, it was good steps in the wrong direction. The Minister of Public Works awarded contract dubiously to people, $22 million that was supposed to go towards the road funding when it came on. Let me ask Monk this question based on what we're talking about, Monk. And the same question applies to you. Do you think the fact that CDC government officials, senior government officials were sanctioned for similar corruptive acts and deals, do you think or do you believe it would be fair for the United Party government officials who are engaged into corruption, and including the President Joseph Numa Boakai, to be sanctioned? Do you think it would be fair? If so, why?
That would be fair again, because how do you change corrupt practices? The fact of the matter, there is no term limit when it comes to corruption. You cannot say, oh, because it's too early, so you cannot put sanctions as opposed to the previous government. Yeah, it's the thing. Look, Liberia is in a mess. The 22 million that were awarded, you know the excuse the public works minister gave? That because it was part of Joseph Boakai 100-day deliverable and it has some constraints and challenges, so he never had a time to follow the PPCC laws and that of the legislative law, because they violated 2 laws when it came to awarding contract. They came with something called no objection, and you all know what no objection means. They gave it to their bodies. It's the heart of criminality. You know that. Look, let me tell you, it's the same reason that those lawmakers came up with this 100,000, 150,000, where they tell you, say, oh, people will be spearheading the Thomas Falana. No, all these contracts will lend to their bodies so they get kickbacks. The money will come back to them. That is why they will violate the law. You see, when you are president, we don't hold you for everything, but there are moves that you take. That will make you to be the commander-in-chief. You set precedent. If you got your own cabinet member that can violate the Public Procurement Act, that will be immediate ground for termination in any country else. Because that's a violation, a hinder investment comes to the country. Because if you got public procurement law and competitive bidding process to reassure investor, and you got your own cabinet member violating those laws, it will be immediate ground for termination. But guess what? It can never happen because the president himself is corrupt as hell. So he will never take such a bold move. So the whole thing that, oh, it's too early. I don't know how you can make the case that I to say they got term limit on kind of firing your people in the cabinet. I don't know about term limit. So if the same standard was applied to the Uyghur government, then they should apply the same to the Boakai government, because it was the very reason he called for a retreat. That is too much noise when it comes to corruption. More Ali did the same thing recently by awarding contract to a Kemantinian body. I don't know whether that he or childhood friend. He also forgot or ignored people with the history of providing services for water treatment. He took the contract and gave it to his body. Look, this government will be more corrupt than Georgia government because there is rush hour. There is a Chinese buffet and nobody have the time to wait. everybody wants something in return. So whenever there are funds to be taken advantage of, that's exactly what's going to happen. Because nobody can tell what will happen. Nobody can tell how long Joseph Barker will be there, whether it's for health reason, whether it's longevity. At the end of the day, whenever there is the slightest opportunity to steal in this government, it will happen. And you're seeing it happening everywhere. The president is calling for a cabinet retreat, and in the same process, they still stealing. So what you expect, bro? We can talk.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's quickly, we'll make Sekou Khan in the last because we can have the two Sekous just talking in between. So let's go to Lawrence. Lawrence, what do you think? The same question applies to you. Do you think government officials should be sanctioned now?
Of course, yes, because what the unit does, the commander is held responsible. So, Steve, let me tell you one thing. Right now, as you speak, bomb mines is a city right now, and we are getting information that the city major of bomb mine city informing people to plaster their houses. People who have mud horses should plaster it. So, for instance, if the man think he get money, you're not going to pay black horse. Yeah, the man will pay, but the man pay more horse. So the man that be near to see where the sedition was named. Because somebody man when they came here to collect money, my brother, I support it. What goes around comes around. What the unit do, the commander responsible.
Okay, all right, okay. We'll get to the PPCC procurement from the public works, even the Ministry of Finance, huge corruption allegation, money laundering.
I don't want to interrupt you. I don't want to interrupt you. Yeah, the funny part about that whole thing, right? The very same joint committee on the public works and rural development account and other committee that called for this violation of the law. Guess who was the number one person near the list that called for violation of the law? Nathaniel McGill. I closed the whole article straight.
Nathaniel McGill was on it. Yeah. So quickly, let's go to Melbourne. Melbourne, let's hear from you. Melbourne, what say you? We're having different reactions here in terms of if people should be sanctioned now. Who should be sanctioned? They should pick and choose. What say you? Because the president has not made any move like President George Weah.
All right, so thank you. So let me just say, aside with my colleagues, all of the panelists, but quickly let me just make this clear that indeed, I think early sanction will be better because that will be able to make us stay away from future embarrassment. Because mind you, if you allow these people to eat more before sanctioning them, then they'll be bluffing the way other government officials are doing today. Some of them are even having press conference, talking here and there. That means they don't care anymore. Because, like for example, Steve, if I get 1 million, I get 2 million, if you sanction me, I'm going to enjoy my money. So I think early sanction would be better. By the time you make any mistake and the government is following, it better just sanction so that other people that will be coming in, they will know how to move about and what to do and what not to do. Thank you.
Okay, let me take your question to another dimension here really quick before Sekou comes. I wanted to add this piece there, Mr. Kane. We're hearing different reactions. You know, a couple of our panelists have said sanctions should come in early. Others say, no, sanctions should wait, whatever it is. But here's my question. Do you think Jose Yuman Boakai should fire those government officials, public work minister, those in the Ministry of Finance, Mo Ali, who was also caught in violating the procurement laws of the country? Do you think Joseph Boakai should fire them? If he refuses to fire them, should Joseph Boakai be sanctioned as well? Why the sanctioned by the United States government? Because, I mean...
I was going to ask you first, when you say should he be sanctioned, I was going to ask you about who?
The United States government or other international partners.
Just are there by the United States government?
Yes.
First of all, I don't want to see anybody sanctioned at this point. And my reason is Joseph Boakai government started with corruption. And Joseph Boakai is part and parcel of all the corruptions going on in the government. Joseph Boakai does not have the willpower, the audacity, the courage to fire anybody for corruption. If Joseph Boakai was exempted, if Joseph Boakai was not a part of the corruption or corrupt activities, if he didn't sign off on all of these corruptions, Joe Biden will have the courage to do so. But no, nobody going to be fired. Nobody going to be sanctioned at this point. It is the Liberian people that are encouraging the people to be corrupt and to steal from them. Sanction at this point, the reason why I don't want to see sanction does not change anything. You listen, you hear Cyril Allen saying, sanction is nothing. If you are sanctioned, you can still live a better life in Liberia, even more than those that are living in America. Eddie Snow, who is Liberia representative in ECOWAS Parliament, he said sanction is nothing. Nathaniel McGill, who is one of the architects of the complaint that was written to the plenary of the Senate, he is under sanction. He was elected after being sanctioned. Bill Twawe is sanctioned. Abochie is sanctioned. Emmanuel Nukwe is sanctioned. All of those people are senators, and they are functioning, and they are embraced by the people of Liberia. And they are the one making decisions for our country. It means that the sanction without prosecution is nothing. What I want to see people being arrested for corruption. Sanction or no sanction, we have the laws on the books. We have the agencies, we have all the major agencies and the laws on the book that can prosecute corrupt officials of government. You don't need sanction. You don't need to wait for America to do it. All you need is to have a president that is corrupt-free, a president with the willpower and the love for the country to exercise the law that we have on the books, and also allow the judicial system to be independent to do their job. That's all we need. We don't need sanction. Sanction means nothing. In fact, when you are sanctioned in Liberia, you become a celebrity. Because the people that are voting for you or voting for Liberians, they themselves, you heard them. You sanction, you're not sanctioned, will vote for you. When they say Jefferson Koji was sanctioned, you saw the level of jubilation on the street of Monrovia. I can bet you, next election, if Jefferson Koji run for anything, he will win it because he was sanctioned. Because why? Some of the Liberian people, the one that I call the chicken brain, the beheaded chickens or peanut brain, they see sanctions as people who are sanctioned, they see them as victims. Instead of looking at them as criminals or people who are accused of criminal acts, they look at them as people who are victimized by the outside world. They see you, myself, and other people who speak in truth to power as enemy of the country because we speak truth against people who are corrupt. Likewise, America and other nations, powerful nations, when they sanction or they take action against corrupt officials, Liberians in their majority feel that those corrupt officials are victims by the conspiracy from diaspora Liberians or from other people from other countries. They want to control us. They're even forgetting that they put fighting for them. So the only way Liberia can move forward, we need a president, a hands-on president, not the laissez-faire president that we have right now, with a hands-off approach. We need president that is really, really, really ready to respect the rule of law and apply the rule of law as they are written. That's all we need. We don't need sanction anything. We just need a good president with the willpower to follow the rule of law as they are written.
Okay. We need a good president to follow the rule of law. Mr. Kane, so I want to ask you guys another set of questions while we are, True Evan will join us later, but we are on other radio stations in Liberia. So it's fair and balanced at this moment. But I see you and Sekou Kroma are saying that you don't need sanction, and sanction has proven to not be effective, or has done nothing in our country. But the truth of the matter is, the U.S. can do so much to sanction these guys from this end. And I want to make sure I provide that information and education to the Liberian people, that the U.S. can sanction these guys, right? It is up to the Liberian government to take it from there, to ascertain the facts, or to take them to court and say, listen, there's sanction on you, and there's allegation. And the good thing about it, all the sanctions that were placed on these guys, none of those sanctions said they stole any money from America. No. Everything was in Liberia. So that means it's a Liberia thing. The Liberian government takes the next step. Just like Yuma Bwaka in the Unity Party, when they were campaigning, Nathaniel Magio and other people who were sanctioned were people that they made reference to in messages that they were going to hold accountable. Today they've come to power. We've heard nothing about it. The fact that Nathaniel Magio even musters the courage while being sanctioned to flag these things. I mean, whether you like Nathaniel Magio or not, the fact remains he's sanctioned, the fact remains he was involved in shady deals, he's alleged to be a criminal. And I agree with Sekou, the Liberian people voting, especially the county I was born in, Magibi. Shamefully, we are the only county, and maybe one of the counties in the entire world, that have 2 senators sanctioned, 2 alleged criminals operating the county as senators. That in itself speaks volume, right? But here is the question I wanted to ask you guys. If the government is doing nothing, if the United States is helping in their weak ways, like we're saying in Liberia, because they can cross certain boundaries, they're restricted. There are certain things they can do. They can come there and can prosecute those guys. But if those guys come on the side, they can hold them, or they can prevent them from coming here. So my question to you guys, what can the Liberian people do, or what should the Liberian people do to ensure that these guys are held accountable? Let's take a side voting, because before they vote in the power.
Okay, see, one thing we hear from our people here, they always tell us, say, look, these guys stole the money, but they use it in the country, they never carry anywhere. There are some Liberians who are satisfied with the situation. Whether Peter Paul is sanctioned, but once he living here and he giving small thing, they satisfied. The issue of Senator Mangil and Emmanuel Nukwe, there are some citizens in Malawi are satisfied with the situation. Whether other people get involved, they don't have time. The only thing we hear from some of them, the people took the money, but they're using the money here. So they ain't get the money nowhere, they're investing in the country. So they're satisfied with the situation. Okay. These are things we hear from people who have been sanctioned. Some of their supporters, some of the places they live, some of the counties. People would say, the man took the money, the man using the money in the country. The man not take the money for a year. So I don't care what the people thought, they would get tired. I didn't think we get here, bro.
Okay, thank you, Lawrence.
Okay,
so let's
Lawrence,
I'll need Lawrence. So the question to you, Sekou, is the same question. Hold on a second. Let me try to mute Lawrence here. The same question to you, and that is, what should the Liberian people do, or what can they do immediately? I'm not talking about waiting for election time, because during election time, you guys will manipulate the electoral processes to make sure that they win, or they get the people they wanted to win in there. So
the Liberian people have found themselves into a situation where the very people who steal from us are the people we depend on for survivability. The very people who steal from us and we say they are corrupt. We know that they're corrupt, but they are the very people we depend on for survivability. Let's take, for example, it was alleged that Nathaniel Magio was corrupt in this country, and because of that, he was being sanctioned by the American government. Do you know how many people sung for Nathaniel Magio to give them money? Look at Putu Iron Ore Company, Steve. How many persons in Grand Judea County presently working? The community college in this county have put up more than 5 to 6 different set of graduates. All of those people are sitting down waiting for a job to do. You don't have one good company in Grand that is open for people to work. Now, people like Nathaniel McGill, people know that he wastes money. If Nathaniel McGill come to Grand County today, you will find people in the street put him in the middle and surround him and start protecting him to work, and they provide security for them, because when they are going home in the night, they will have something like $25 in their hands. Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution gave us the right, the privileges to peacefully assemble. How many of us are peacefully assembling to talk to our lawmakers? Even the lawmakers, we say we're talking to them. How many of those lawmakers are coming back to use their oversight to speak to their constituents or constituency? You think the question you're asking, we are coming to tell you that this is what Liberian people will do at this point? You want me to go and talk to Nathaniel McGill, sit down to that place and say you corrupt? The people say you corrupt, even though you now go to this, you now go to that, but we don't want you again. When I pass around small, I go into Nathaniel McGill and call him, yes, sir, chief, and not easy today on your PQ. Please drop something, because nobody working is not easy. Things are tough. The same way you see people walking in the street in Monrovia, everybody angry. Small thing you do, the vest, they want to punch your face. That's how you see people in the Southeast and other Leeward counties, they are suffering. Monrovia is not Liberia. What do you think we can do to come back and say we're going to do a mass protest? This is not going to happen. One of the things probably we could do is to just keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. Let it sink in the ears of the people. One day, these people will get to know that the Constitution gives us the right, the powerful right to tell these people, if you stole from government, even if it's alleged, we cannot give you this power, despite we will live in this country and die with hunger, but we are not prepared to give you this power.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really want to hear from Monk before Sekou, but I didn't want to bring the both Sekous back to back. So, Melbourne, I hear from you for a minute. I hear from you. What do you really think the Liberian people can do, Melbourne?
Yeah, so indeed, thank you. I will listen to my boss, Sekou. Most of the time, we want to shift the blames, but my colleague, my job made everything easy. Let me be frank. There's no way that you can shift blame on Liberians. Let me be frank. Because when you are poor, you are poor. It's even in the Bible where the strong one, strangulate the weaker, or those ones that are weak. And let me be frank, or Steve, the system here is terrible. You go up, you come down. That's what we say. It's not about the voters and look, the system is rotten. Bad labor practices are everywhere. Where? Or in the media. Everywhere you go. It's just everywhere. So who are you going to tell? Say, oh yeah, come on the street, can't put that change. Look, you change A, you bring B. It's the same thing. You take B, you bring C. It's the same thing. So for me, I look at the system as carefully and observe that the system is the problem. Okay. But who are the ones that control the system? It's the politicians. So the politicians, they use the system, get rich. Right now, you will see Senator Darrell Dillon and even our own lawmaker, Honorable Musa Asambelete, and now Jamaican law, all of them, they are what? Shaking hands. And that's it. That's the beauty of democracy, though. But they are all politicians. So they will do, they will, have their own side of the story. At the end of the day, they come together and look at things that are affecting the Liberian people. Those ones that think that they want to do good, they will do good. Those ones that think that they will come out to brainwash us, maybe during election time, and just give a little or nothing, they will come. And that's just it. So for me, that's just my say on that.
So let me hear from Mong and Sekou will be the last year. Mong, what say you?
One thing people love to mention the U.S. and I hear people talking about, it's too early for sanctions. You cannot be holding your government accountable and keep saying that it's too early for sanctions. Then if it's too early for sanctions, then you cannot expect the government to fire up. Then it's too early too. Because the sanction is literally telling you that, you know what, someone is looking over you, you need to be checked, and you are not doing your job properly, you could face the full weight of the law, you could bear consequences. But equally so, one thing people fail to realize in that, bro, the United States is a democracy. So just because they're the most powerful country in the world, they cannot just take certain steps and just override a constitution. Look,
Right.
America have transactional and strategic partnership. Do you understand why Roland Ruto is giving such a rare carpet moment in America? How many people realize that? The Kenyan president. You think Joseph Biden can ever get that kind of that rare carpet treatment? It can never happen. And you know the reason why? Because Kenya is a strategic partner to America. Let me tell you something. China got a major or massive infrastructure project called the Silk Road that they want to link the rest of Africa and Eurasia. They call it the One Belt, One Road initiative. That they want to link countries around the world by road so they can move goods and services. And America and China, they are playing their strategic game on the continent of Africa for leverage. Kenya is a very important economic power in the Eastern Africa corridor. You know who started that project? Bob Lighthizer under the Trump administration, because they know that they don't want China to dominate Africa in the Eastern corridor. They know Kenya is a bigger economy. When it comes to science and technology, they're one of the top African countries. So America want to play in that region as well to not let China to take the initiative. So at this moment, Kenya is a strategic interest to America, not Liberia. Liberia is a transactional partner. America don't have nothing much to gain from from Liberia. Those days are gone. When they had their spy satellite in Liberia, when they have most of their strategic interest. No, we are not in the 80s or the 70s anymore. America have migrated, and people don't understand. If you practice a democracy and you look at people that were sanctioned by the American government, you can go and elect them to be lawmakers. Can you imagine? They were in the executive branch. You didn't stop there. You made them lawmakers. Then how can you expect America's sanction to be some kind of teeth-gripping sanction? No. You contradict the very reason why America should even sanction your public official. There is no need for them to do that. It's a waste of time and a waste of resources. So what they will do, they focus on their strategic partnership, not transactional partnership. Like, bro, get a transactional partner, not a strategic partner to America. So they won't put that much of a emphasis whether it comes to making infrastructure development or making big-time investment in Liberia. No. But if a guy like Roland Ruto come to America or Uhuru Kenyatta, no, guess what? They get a rare carpet moment. Joseph Biden cannot get that because Liberia is not a strategic partner to the U.S. anymore. We are living a whole different century. This thing is for business. That's just why it is.
Thank you, Mo. Mr. Kane, let's hear from you really quick on this subject. What say you? You're muted. We can't hear you.
You share on what?
So, we'd like to get your view on a question. At this stage of this government or the Unity Party-led government, with the corruption that's going on right now, and which have been proven, what are the options of the Liberian people? What can they do? Do they wait for another 6 years or time to vote? What are the by-elections or whatever it is? What are the options? What should they do?
They should protest. They should protest on every situation to get the government's attention and to force the government to right the wrongs. Because Liberia, we have two options. You have the right to wait for election time. You also have the right to peaceably assemble, to call your government to act accordingly and in the interest of the people. So whenever you see the interest of the people being compromised, those in power, but those in leadership, it is incumbent upon you to step up and force them to do what is right. If they can listen, that will create enough condition and reasons to vote them out. If they can listen to you during their governing period, wherein you call their attention, wherein you call them out when they are doing the wrong things, and they don't listen to you, that in itself will build enough reason for people to see, you know what, these people, they are not serious. They don't listen to people that elected them. And the best we can do is to vote them out. And also, that will send a signal to the will-be corrupt government officials to do what is right, because they know if they continue to do the wrong thing, people are going to protest against them and eventually vote them out. And in fact, no government like to see the country in a turmoil. Anybody, if you are the president or you are a member of this government, you don't want to see protest upon protest upon protest. It will be a complete distraction. It will make the country ungovernable, and it will also eradicate any conducive environment for people to come and invest. So nobody wants to see a noisy country. So the best thing the Liberian people can do is to stage a protest, even a 1 man, 2 man protest. Every day if something wrong is going on, protest against it. You will see.
So, Mr. Cannon, let me ask you among this question quick. I want both of you to tackle this question really quick. I know you are speaking on the issue of protests. Over the past 6 years, we saw how protest was mismanaged, misappropriated, misused for either political gains, for people personal gains, and also to take away the essence, the power, and what protest means in politics. You know, protests seem to have been abused during the Weah-led government by different actors stemming from Costa, Delon, Mo Ali, and other people who compromised protests and delegitimized protests in the country. Do you think the Liberian people would consider protests seriously, or the government would take protests seriously? If so, if they are to do so, then who should be leading that?
Okay. First of all, protests should not be planned and managed by anybody. Protests should be spontaneous. As long as people going through difficulties, as long as people are suffering, you know, Liberian people, they're not suffering yet. They're not suffering yet. All the things you're talking, people are suffering, gasoline prices like they, red prices they lie. They're not suffering. Liberian people are not suffering right now. They are enjoying. When they start to suffer, they will add. When you just talk about the protest against George Weah government and all the advocacy that you, myself, and everybody were engaged in, those are the reason why George Weah is not president today. George Weah government was labeled corrupt, incompetent, irresponsible in less than 6 months of their government. When the whole issue of $15 billion came, $25 million came, all the noise of corruption came, and mysterious death of people came, it was a non-stop assault on George Weah government. The people who were leading some of the protests, they were corrupt. But what happened to them? Where is Costa today when it comes to integrity? Why is it that Delon is not even thinking about rerunning Moswado? Because you know he will not win. Protest is good. You don't have to depend on any of those unscrupulous elements to lead you. If you are really suffering, You don't need leader for protest. Ordinary people can protest. Let me tell you something, Steve. Protest is good. June 7 protest. Joseph Boakai, who is president today, he was part of it. Who said protest is not good? Joseph Boakai was part of it. Alice Cummings was part of it. Yomli Kanga Lawrence was part of it, and he sponsored it. Darrell Dillon was on the center stage. Protest gave them leverage, but they misused it. Protest gave them trust of the Liberian people, thinking that they are there for them, but they misuse the trust. Well, what happened? The protest still yield what it was intended for. The protest was meant to force George Weah and his government to do the right thing. If they don't do it, the people of Liberia believe that they are not good for Liberia. They are not there for Liberia. They never listen to anything. In fact, more mentioned in one time, all the things that were listed, conditions that were listed for George Weah to act upon.
Yep.
Listen.
Even half of them are not meant to maintain power.
You will be in power today.
Yep.
But because George Weah did not listen, that's why George Weah government went down. So I can tell you, people, they don't need Darrell Dillon, they don't need Costa, they don't need Steve or Sekou Kenen to go down and protest for them or tell the last stage of protest. They are not hungry yet. When they are hungry, when they are suffering, they will protest. They will make the country ungovernable. They will go to the seat of the government. They will go to the Capitol building and make those lawmakers, those corrupt lawmakers, make the place uncomfortable for them. They will act. So the people are not hungry yet. They are not hungry. They are not suffering. Let Joseph Boakai and his corrupt people, let it continue to suffer them more. Then, when push comes to shove, the water dry, cat, fish will eat fish. But they are not suffering yet.
Yeah, but more before you come in, speaking of the lawmakers, I don't know, this is unprecedented. I don't know if this has ever happened in any country before. I've never read it. I've never heard of it. It probably exists. The lawmaker pardons Giddings, who is the public works minister, for the misuse, misappropriation. You can account for the 22 million United States dollars. The senators pardoned him. The senators pardoned him. They forgave him. 22 million that they took when Joseph Boakai and Jeff took over, they gave them 22 million. They took that 22 million. The senators pardoned him. They let him go free.
Steve, not to cut you, let me say this, then you will get to the rest of the guys. Almost 2 months ago, if not 6 weeks ago, we said it on SKTV here. We said there was a letter written by a group of senators. And the names of senators that were mentioned, including Darrell Dillon, other senators signed. Dillon did not sign it. His name was there. It was in regard to this.
Yeah.
22 million.
Yes.
The right Yomli Kanga Lawrence, on behalf of the plenary of the Senate, I mean the plenary, I mean all the senators combined, they wrote informing her of the corruption of Joseph Boakai government disbursing 22 million, awarding contracts to people without following the procurement process or procurement law as inscribed in the Liberian Constitution, in the labor law. Guess what happened? Because they are the rescue team, they are part of the rescue team, they were the one that brought the government in power. You know what happened?
No.
They gave some money to them to kill the conversation. They gave them money. So when they gave them money, they used their influence on other people in the Senate that they should not take it further. So when you talk about the pardon, it was not for nothing pardon. The money to 2 million that we're talking about right now, they get their share. And I made it clear that time. I told you, I said, all the people that wrote that document, I said they are doing it because they don't know what happened with the money. They didn't get any share of it. That's what they are complaining. I said that here, and I told you, if they get their share, nothing will happen. And thank God, SKTV is once again vindicated. We said it, we were very clear that that document that they wrote, it was initiated by McGill and some other people. Again, you look at Nathaniel McGill complaining about corruption, who is under sanction for being corrupt. Because it was not about corruption. It was about they didn't get their share, their piece of the pie. But when a whole 22 million contract gets 3 million, we yell at that. And they know in Liberia, nothing is for nothing. Nobody is awarded contract based on legality. Nobody is awarded contract based on competency or anything that they're going to do for the country. It's all about money. So they know the contract was not awarded for free. So they wanted to alarm so they can get their share of the pie. And when they got it, that's why they pardon the minister. Who can pardon somebody for 22 million?
So we'll go to the lines here, but but here is something I wanted to ask. There is nowhere in the Constitution, Article 34, whatever article you read, that gives the Senate or the House of Representatives any power to pardon anybody. Another rule. In fact, the pardon power to forgive people or to forgive anybody is solely in the hands of the president.
And that can only be done
when the person goes through
the legal process.
Exactly.
Something that is called.
No.
Somebody wrote something that
But like a reaction from you, please.
Anyway,
you know, like bro, it's such a sick society. You know, I saw that article earlier today, and I understand where it's coming from. That's why I keep telling folks there is no outlet for Liberia. I don't see your path either way. Because the reason you come out with a protest is to first accept that things are happening, they're not going in the right direction. The people who you are telling to protest, matter of fact, they are accomplices. And that's why America don't have interest in Liberia. You are your partner, you're not a strategic partner, you're a transactional partner. Because when you elevate people, I was reading the article that the Public Works Minister is saying that, we got a PPCC law that say anything above $50,000 should be a competitive bidding process. You know the excuse they give? That they were on a constraint that they had to meet the Joseph Boga 100 day. Is that a reason to violate open?
But they never met any deliverable on 100 days because the reports of the deliverable, they didn't even meet it.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
So they wanted to steal. That's all.
Yeah. They knew exactly what they were doing. Now, you got lawmakers that saying that they will accept the apology. You violated procurement law that could undermine the country investment purposes, right? And you telling me our lawmaker will accept a verbal apology. The reason they were said because they know their version of a kickback is coming through the district development fund. You know, we don't listen. Listening is a skill, and paying attention to details is another skill. Why would you think that your Supreme Court Chief Justice will say they want their fair share? Think about that for 1 second. The people who supposed to hold the law, in every democratic society, the last thing when everything else fails in society is the law. The Supreme Court people look up to in the military, nothing else. When democracy fails, you only got two options: the Supreme Court and maybe the military, worst case scenario. If you get a Supreme Court Chief Justice tell you that we know stealing going on in the country, we want our share, and you want for guys, the legislature to do what? That's why they accepted the apology, because they know their version of a kickback is coming in that district development fund. It will be money going back to their own people. It will come right back into the pocket. Look, you're talking about to the tune of $100,000. $150,000. Apart from their kickbacks and all of incentives. Do you know what I mean? Look, Liberia is noted for creating rich people at their own expense. That's what Liberians are good for. So, Steve, when you're talking about these things, are like, how it can never happen. Don't expect anything better. Let me tell you something. I understand why the legs of co-signing can even compromise their own protest. Because the people who you call for the protest, they compromise themselves. They elevate criminals to a higher level in society. Let me ask you, you saw the Arab Spring, right?
Mhm.
The reason one man set himself on fire in Tunisia, it put the whole Arab world on fire. Because when you're doing protests, you don't put politics ahead of national interest. He was not doing it because of political party. He was doing it in the interest of the country. And get what? There was a cascading effect that shook the whole Arab world. One man that got so pissed with corruption and mismanagement in Tunisia. You would call for a protest. Look, the population in Monserrato and this environment would be anywhere about 1.5 million people. I bet you now if you call for a protest, you're not getting nothing more than 30,000. Even if that protest was publicized everywhere, they will not show up. They will not man that protest because the reason being, everybody wants to protect their own version of a criminal. So when you call for protest, the very first thing that comes to mind is politics. One group is trying to get an upper hand politically. So it undermines the protest first and foremost. You think if I was to call a protest against Boga, you think United Party people support or want to get on the street to protest against Joseph Boga, even at the expense of the country? Look at what happened with the Putu Mountain agreement with this group they call the PGL group. Some company I don't know is in Dubai or whatever that want to come and take what the Putu Mountain. That the National Investment Commission even rejected the deal. And he's been pressured by the same lady with our portfolio, Deputy Minister of our portfolio. Can you imagine that? A woman that shouldn't be speaking or making deals on behalf of the government is pressuring the National Investment Commission to sign an agreement. Lola, bro. I think when Donald Trump said African country that share, I think I'm talking to Labro. Sorry for my expression.
So I think we should go to the line.
Steve, before we take we start taking calls, I just wanted to give our people some information here. Speaking of somebody say, the only way Abra will change, it has to be a military takeover and this and that. Our country, we said the last time the country is on a time bomb, and people think we were joking. And when you listen to the EPS officer the last time on the radio, who said that they were about 300 of them that they have arms and ammunition in their possession and ready to, revenge. Nothing happened. SKTV is informed. We just received the information today before we came on the show, and we said we wanted to authenticate the information that about 400 AFL officers that were dismissed, disrobed, removed from army, but then Chief of Staff Prince Johnson. The ones that were at the verge of being removed were reinstated by Joseph Nimabwaka. The other 400 plus that were removed, they are asking SKTV to inform Joseph Nimabwaka to look into their case. They believe they were unlawfully, illegally removed by Prince Johnson, and they believe that majority of them are young people, and some are ranking officers, captain and lieutenant colonel included. In fact, we have names of most of the people, most of the military officers. I have the listing that was sent to me by them. I hope the president is paying attention and let the president look into their case. having hundreds of military personnel in the country, whereby Prince Johnson and others are threatening the peace and security of the nation. It's not a good thing. I just wanted to add that before we go to the line. Maybe we'll expand on it later on. Maybe
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Thank you so much.
Days to come.
So let's get to the line so we can hear from our people. We got roughly, I think, 18 or so minutes. I don't know, Sheku, you want to start? You want to start off, and we'll go through it with Lawrence later on. Sheku, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
081 14 35 04 0776 105 105 0881 14 35 04 0776 105 105. Once again, 0881 14 35 04 0776 105 105. We got this pricing. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing there in studio?
Fine. Your name? Where you calling from?
I'm Sam Vismo calling you from Virginia District 17.
Welcome, Sam. Let's hear you.
My brother Gerald, one of your brothers said in the studio there, the whole system in this country is corrupt.
Okay.
Corruption is in the kitchen, corruption in the bathroom, corruption is all over. All our country brothers then that we can elect to go and represent us, they are only there to enriching yourself. You know, after this country, if our brother that we are serious for this country, our life will change. We improve in this country. This country can be changed.
What can we do as Liberians?
Huh?
What can we do as Liberians right now?
My brother, we got to pray. Like one of you was saying, we got to pray to get a leader with a justice mention, with high hand that can do the people of this country to make sure and put us on the right road. But if you don't do so, the way I see President Booker so soft, I don't think you'll make it with this country, my brother.
Thank you so much.
Because
Let's take another pricing quickly.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Your name? Where you calling from?
Fine. How do you do, sir?
I'm okay. Your name?
I'm Augustine Biko Kusinion.
You call from where, brother?
I'm calling from Congo down by road.
Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much, my dear brother. I just want to ask Steve, please, I want to know his education status. Because something that he can say, my brother, let me tell you, it may not good sense. Seriously. This country, we just keep for election. But sometimes they remark on a lot of somebody who are not being educated. Someone who let the American not educated, I'm a great surprise. Deeply surprised.
Okay.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Steve will answer you.
We'll stay in line so I can answer it later on.
Steve, more than go spend time, he can answer people. Hello?
Hello? Yeah.
Your name? Where you calling from?
Aruna, I'm calling from Lower Virginia. My name is Aruna.
Aruna, welcome.
I just thank you for the show, man. You know what? Yesterday they was saying the same thing doing the past government. But today the present government is saying they hate them. As for me, I monitor the show and I will always call and recommend to do more.
Okay.
So that what happened yesterday, it will not be done today. We will not sit here and tell the people, the Nigerian people, our brother make efforts to explain it to us for all to understand that we got some people who, I don't know, they got low minded people, they will come and say the Saturday, I commend, look up to that, always out. Any opportunity, any privilege, or any support, I will use for asking for support. That's why we are there for. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. Good evening. All right, we'll take another pricing. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm okay. Your name? Where you calling from?
Well, this is Eddie P from Chicken Soup Factory, member of the Respondent Defense Team. And I may say what's up to Stephen, SK, and Mayball.
Okay.
You know, Steve, I really want to commend you and SK, the rest of the crew in the United States. If we will not stand for our country now, we will not get it time again. It's in our favor. So it is time for us to stand for our country. They puppet president that today, you see how he running our country. Tell me, look at how he running our country. Man, I think he get experience. 40-year experience. Look at how he running our country. Today, they may talk about corruption. If corruption is not running in a government, you know what it takes to just for money, just for you get to the 2 million, when they just go for debt. Then you tell me it's not corruption and no investigation. Look at how our country did. Look at how our country, people that say they educated, they learn both, they went to Howard University. Look at how they do this bad mistake. I can name almost good damn mistake that the government make.
Thank you.
So, Steve, I beg you, let us talk for our country, please. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you so much. Let's take another pricing. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, how are you, sir?
I'm okay. Your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Steve. Okay, I joined you from Grandbato.
Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Sometimes we follow this show or criticism in our room, but I think sometimes your panelists got to be refined.
Okay.
We have our children and things coming up. When they sit with us, sometimes when we listen to this show, they learn from these things. Your panelists, you get out of people, we've not refined. In the first thing, you don't even have respect for the president. He called the president, and then he want to call the president. That is off. That is ugly. How will he see when you have a lay child in your house that disrespecting him when he disrespecting the president? We are not against criticism. We are constructive where you can criticize. But you just get on radio and insult, abuse the president, say a whole lot of things. I think it's wrong.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's take another pricing. Hello. Put your calls on 0881 1435 04 0776 105 105 0881 1435 04 0776 105 105. Let's take this pricing. Hello.
Hello.
Your name? Where you calling from?
Same day. I'm joining you from Jeju.
Sam, welcome. Let's hear you.
Let me say thank you, Sekou. You're good. And I just want to commend them to continue to speak out the truth.
Please post strength in your voice, yeah?
You're talking like you.
The truth is the truth. The truth is very hard. But sweet lies can make smile on people's faces.
Okay.
So I want to encourage them to continue to speak out the truth. You know, I'm very disappointed in one of the comrades I called there, and I know whether the people in America, they're not going to school. But I think you need to listen to them to get sense, to know where our country going. So thank you. You guys should continue.
The man where he told the journal, the man will not go spend time. Yeah, we will soon come. Yeah, we. Hello? But see, the man will not go spend time with Steve. Can everybody know he will go to school? He not go to school.
No, you take me funny. It's okay. Take a few more calls so we can have some time to talk.
Yeah, please. Yes, Percy. Hello.
Good evening, brother.
Your name? Where you calling from?
Atlanta.
Is it your name?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, you see, I just hear my head laughing during. I don't have it for most of the show. But we are solving this because you see, sometimes I make a parable. I say many people like to see yes, research, but they don't want to go on research.
Yeah, please speak than that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yesterday, just the past election, people were insulting the former president. Many of the people according to this, see all of these things. The local aid was the street. Nobody took effort. And I used to tell them, you always making country very ugly. We start to stop today. Today, I hear people talking puppet and puppet. Puppet is not me puppy. Puppet, some decision. They are saying to the food causing the president. I used to tell them they know what to get. And
Thank you so much. Your line is really, really breaking too. I don't know why. Let's take this person. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening.
Your name?
Yeah, my name is Uriah Brian. I come on studio number 510.
Welcome. Let's hear you.
There's two more.
My brother, thank you for the topic on this evening. You know, I'm so disappointed in Liberians.
Okay.
You see, you know, if somebody come on the talk show, what they say on the radio, they have the right to say what they want to say. I didn't want President George or President Boaga to power. I didn't thank God that nobody insulted his mother yet. But when George was in power, people insulted him and people are on radio listening to him. So I don't know what Liberian calling now and the young guy who is still talking about President Boaga. So what is trying to commit? He's a Liberian, so he get a right to criticize President Boaga anytime. So there might not be an issue to say, oh, they are attacking president on the media. That's my own point I got to raise there.
Thank you. Let's take this pricing. Hello. Hello. Your name? Your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Adam F. Fufana, calling for Devoro.
Adam, welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my brother, I don't know what the guy has from mental. Well, people will be in what they're talking something. When you guys got to know that people is sorting government, and now you know if you're talking, you're taking the woman. If you woman, you go send them to your house, you might have grandchildren. You talk because if you're not talking, the country will perish, my brother. I'm lying to you because people are just, you know, gone beyond the topic of event. People, they don't even want to listen. They may have to fuck out. Your talk, my brother. If you're not talking, the country will perish because you guys shouldn't mind those kind of, on structural beings there that they talking about what the mayor causing, they want to know who more to go to you that now you know that they're talking video.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Come and tell our papa, you go take care of grandchild. I tell you, papa. So, hello.
Yeah, good day. How you
got it. Your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, this is brother Toe. We are, and I do join you from Toe community.
Toe, welcome. Quickly, let's hear you.
Thank you very much. First of all, I must say good evening to the SKTV family. Or for me, really, people are trying to say, why is it that the opposition are not really protesting or coming out to another point what the government are doing? For me, I enjoy the CDC family by remaining new at this time.
Okay.
If they even have money, I will be enjoying the money for the reason they are not coming out well. That's it. But for me, I enjoy it because recently, if somebody is doing good, come out to tell the person thank you and ask them to do more for tomorrow. So we were there, people were criticizing him, causing him money, doing it one, he not doing that one, he doing the other one. Today, the people they wanted, Liberia were wanted, they didn't want now in rooting. So anything for that matter that they are doing, it better that citizens should remain new and be looking at them. Let the citizens of this country enjoy their weekend or their enjoyment.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll take this person to be our last lucky caller. Hello? Hello? Okay. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Your name, where you calling from?
My name is from EW.
Welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for the show. This is my first time calling.
Okay.
But you see, I let how you can present the show, but some people, some parts of the show, they can talk. They can't really go down well with us.
Okay.
All right. You people on that show, anyway, we talk to Alexander, it will make us test. You know the people that in America, it will make them test. If we say Alexander put me in a gate, it will make us test. People that in America will make them test. But then people that in America, they try to judge we are any kind of way. They thought they made any kind of way. They didn't know that the man are former president for Liberia. They didn't know that they said on the show, everything they're talking, the whole world can hear it. They thought they made any kind of way. They don't say the man equal where the men are rich, they not achieve that thing.
Okay.
You understand? If the former president no matter, he don't know Bogo, he knows Bogo. As long as people say, oh, we want him. That the man won.
Thank you.
When they can talk to the man on the show, when we start to put me any kind of way with me up there. So we take you. The thing where we respect you, you respect me like that. We take you.
Thank you so much. Let's squeeze in this pricing and then we call it a day. Hello?
Good evening.
Your last lucky caller. Let's hear you. Name where you calling from.
Thank you, Chief. My name is Kwewu William Covey. Enjoy this conversation from this city.
Monserrato?
Marshall District.
Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chief. I listened to the analysis. Well, I just want to use the medium to congratulate and appreciate our dynamic president, His Excellency President Joseph Mabuaka Senior, and he's doing for the Liberian people. My brother, come today if you are in Monrovia, come from Coconut Park to ELW Junction. The newly constructed road done by the former administration and now be completed by administration. There are street lights, modern street lights be constructed along the road.
Okay.
Yes, we're traffic lights. These are things that we want for our government to do, and thank God that our president is doing it, working on behalf of the Liberian people, satisfying all we not here. For people who are saying that America, they don't want to make impact in Liberia to create job creation, they call it for protest. Come down in Liberia to call for a protest. Be the protest. On the job, we have a call for protest. They were present at the protest ground. January 6th and June 7th protest. Court out this law by the year. They were present at that ground.
Okay.
You cannot step out all day. You want to start other protesters to put their level rate. Come down. But it means they don't even want to stay all people here.
Thank you.
Some members ask them they will compare it. They don't even make any impact. Then they won't want to be living by their wall or to listen to them. You will stop. Nobody will listen to you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. We appreciate you. All right, good. That's all the time we have to pick up calls, and let's send controls back to our guys. Steve?
Thank you. Well, I firstly want to start out by thanking the callers. You know, when people ask questions, it's good to answer them. It's not a bad thing.
Yes.
Secondly, you know, the last caller that spoke and said, you know, you thought nobody will listen to you. He contradicted himself. He's a confused sycophant. Because he's listening to us. That's why he's responding. So he nobody. You know, you get to the word that he nobody. But he's not important, so I'm not going to focus on him, right? Let me speak to the guy who asks, what kind of education, whatever it is. Let me tell that brother something. You know, sometimes there's something that we can't want to talk in public. We're not people that can show off. Some of us will not let us talk too much about achievement, education, because they're not important. That dealing with human being that was important. But since you wanted to know and you are part of the praise and worship team and the sycophonic team, I will help you, and the rest of the group that will call going on from today. In this world that we're living in, among human beings, the highest learning, the highest you can learn is to get a PhD. Even a medical doctor is not even higher than somebody who got a PhD, just so you know. So I got that. So your Joseph Boaga that you support will never get that. So that means I'm more educated than Joseph Boaga. Just so you understand that today. So when I tell you what I'm telling you on the radio, I know what I'm telling you. And if you don't like the way I say it, that's your business. I'm not going to speak like you. Some of you speaking there to say, you funny man. You understand? We are speaking because we are passionate about what we are saying. And we are conveying the message to our people. You guys are just pissed off because we are saying the truth. You have never come here before to counter what we say. You insult us, you disrespect us, you threaten us. But you have never said the thing where you're saying that not true. Here is the truth. The thing we say here today that lie. The last thing I want to say is this. I want to announce to the Liberian people that there is a protest coming. Yes, there is. And you say you're waiting for people in America to come. And you say you're waiting for to come on the ground. That's fine. That's fine. There is no problem. There is no problem. There is a protest coming. I want the government to know that today. And we are serious about this, and this is serious. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not saying anything much. I'm not making any noise about it. I just want you to know that enough is enough. And for some of you who are already slaves, that you don't know that you are slaves, that's fine. That's how you live. I hear somebody talking about, I bring my daughter and my children to come and listen, and my children to come and listen. You know what you need to do? When you call it on the line, to make excuse for government who is eating the future of your children, maybe you need to call your children, let them sit and listen to you, making fool out of yourself as a grown man. And that means they will sit down and look at you as important. Here is something that is critically important for you to know, for the Liberian people to know. What are the Joseph Boaga government likes you? They don't like you. SKTV is here to stay. We will hold you accountable. You think that Joey will hold you accountable? You're wasting your time. We just started. We even starting here. You're not start checking. We Isa. Mr. Kare, we are. We Isa.
So, you know, I enjoy the colors and I even enjoy Steve more in that short response when it came to the whole idea of education. As I've always said, educated people don't beat their own drum, they don't blow their own trumpet. Empty-headed people, less educated people are the ones that are louder about education and they want to complete their education by being loud. The scenario of an empty drum and a full drum, if you roll in two of them, the drum that is filled, you just no noise. But the one that will be hearing, you know that the empty drum there. That is the scenario of an educated person and the person who is not educated. Uneducated person always want to prove to the world that they are educated. An educated person, they don't say their action show whether or not they are educated. So the whole idea or conversation about being educated, you forgot about that one. You discuss the issue. You discuss the issue. Otherwise, if we go by that, then that means all your people that know whether you're elected, most of them don't even qualify to do anything. So focus on what the government can do for you, what your elected officials can do for you, and whether or not you have enough education to hold your leaders accountable. That will show that you are educated. At least you have the knowledge to read between the lines, to understand what is right, what is wrong, and your ability to understand that it is your right. It is your fundamental right under the Constitution to hold your government officials accountable. If you are not able to do so, you allow others to do it. Instead of you supporting the people doing it for you, you are there defending your oppressors. That in itself proves that you are not educated enough to even defend yourself. And now you are going against people who are defending you. That is not only being that you are not educated, it means that you don't have common sense. You have no feeling for yourself, not even for your country. So I wanted to just say that. Don't forget what the argument of who is educated, who is not educated. The fact that people coming here to educate you about your own right. Even when you are hungry, you don't know you are hungry. Somebody gonna come and tell you, say, "I mean, you didn't eat yesterday." That means something is not right up there. If the rice price was $17 yesterday and now it's $20, and you think the people are just criticizing, then something is not right up there. That's all. That's even bigger than the idea of education. You should worry about going to a psychiatrist to go and check yourself. Something is not correct with you up there. So you have no moral ground to stand on to talk about education when you're not even correct up there. So let us, ask our government to do what is right. Let's hold them accountable for what they were elected for. Nobody here hate Joseph Mabuaga or the government of Liberia. They're only here to hold them accountable, to hold their feet to the fire, to make sure that they do the right thing for the Liberian people. And that's the reason why they were elected. We did it with George Weah. Some sedition were not talking to us. Now we're friends. They have acknowledged that we are not doing it. We were not doing it because we hate Weah, we hate the CDC. They know that we were doing it for Liberia and we continue to do it under Joseph Baga government and the next government to come. If you do the right thing, we will commend you, we will praise you, we will ask you to do more. If you do the wrong thing, we will call you out, we will hold you responsible, we will hold you accountable, and we will talk all the negative that you are doing, we tell the Liberian people about it. We don't care who is in leadership. That's why we are SKTV. That's why we are different from all other media or social media or print media or radio station. SKTV, we are different. If we can hold Musa Ability accountable on his own radio station, Truth FM, it means that we go beyond Truth FM. We care less about who is listening to us, who is watching, or who is in front of us for an interview. If we can call President Weah out, who is more energetic, physically fit. What about Joseph Nima Bwaga, who cannot even talk for himself, who cannot stay on his own, who cannot make decisions for himself, who rely on others to run his government? What are you talking about? Just stop being sycophantic and be Liberian, be patriotic Liberian, and stand for your country at least for once. If you cannot do it, allow others to do it. People with the gut, people with the spine to do it. You can be the victim, and at the same time, you are there protecting and fighting for your oppressors. Shame on you. Bong.
You see, it's kind of comical that a guy who called talking about being educated, and one of the hallmark of education is to be able to observe diverse opinion without even accepting or entertaining it. It's a skill all by itself. But he's the one calling the testimony about education, which is comical. It's very funny, you know. It seems that he doesn't understand anything. That's just what it means. Let me tell you something, Sekou. That's why I know I can tell people you can call me a doomsday prophet all you want. I know there is no clear path for Liberia with the system that is in place. You know, there is a reason in this country, whether it's business or public sector, they always get they call public opinion, where they can do polls and random survey just to get an idea as to how people think in the society. They make random phone calls. Look, when you listen to this phone call, it's a pattern. It's everyday thing. You know, one thing that sounds very funny to me, when we're doing these analysis and bringing this information, if we were creating this thing out of thin air, then at least we can say, okay, yeah, the people should get mad. But everything we are saying here is the core hard truth. The difference is they are not willing to accept. That's why I told people from day one. I said, if you are any opposition leader outside Unity Party or CDC, whether you are Tier 1 Gonglo, whether you are Ellis Comey, whether you are Simon Freeman, whether you are the Clarence Maluba, stop looking for life outside of government. I don't see a path for you. Until those people can come to the realization that the path of the country is not what we envision, nothing will change. They will maintain the status quo no matter what you do. And it's one of the reasons that the U.S. don't even put too much resources in that country, right, Sekou? Why will you be putting, almost like putting money in a leaking bucket? Like, bro, it's a democracy. Our system is copied and modeled after the U.S. system. Even though U.S. is a superpower, but they are constrained by certain democratic principles. Let me tell you something. If the Liberian people support a government, the U.S. government can't topple that government. No, it does not work like that. So if you complain about corruption, you elevated a McGill from Minister of State and making a lawmaker with a guaranteed 9-year job to set the agenda for the country. Because one thing you don't understand, the lawmakers are the ones that set the agenda of the country because they are a body. The president is an individual. You only got able-bodied lieutenant, but the people who the country look up to are your lawmaker. If you can elevate a Nathaniel McGill in the obituary, it tells you the U.S. government that you are not serious for life. You are only a transactional partner where they can make money off of. You know, one of my big brother, he surprised me one time. He called me one day. He said, Cyrus, I don't understand how the World Bank and the IMF work. They can confuse me. Why they always giving money to corrupt leaders? I said, my brother, I'm surprised that or educated me like you would ask me that question. I said, you live in this country, you know what they call credit, right? If you myself want to walk to a car dealership, you get an A+ credit rating, and I got bad credit. Who you think the bank will want to do business with more? He said they want with the bad credit. I said, why? He said, because they will charge you higher interest rate. The bank is in it for profit. So when you look at the IMF document and the World Bank, they got all kind of conditions. They got something called the rapid credit facility. They get the other one they call the extended credit facility. They create all the loophole because they know when they give you money, you will corrupt the country and they can charge the country higher interest rate. The former foreign minister of Nigeria, she was complaining how when the IMF gave him loan, they charge African country 26% interest rate. But when they give him money to country like Croatia, they give him 1%, 1.5%. I said because African countries are corrupt. So they know they are risky borrower. The IMF and the World Bank do that. When they give you money, you will steal it. And guess what? Every year, look at our last budget, 2024, we'll be paying more than 110 million in interest payment. Can you imagine? Almost you're talking about anywhere between 15 to 20% of your overall budget just going to interest payment. Do you think the World Bank will want to start that kind of a business? So even if your president is a criminal, they will keep pumping money there because they know by the time you don't pay your interest, by the time you finish selling your children's future, your country will be nowhere and they will be profitable. But our people just don't get it. And you can hear the responses from the callers. You mean
Wow, before you come in, let me just tell you, thank you for this analogy, especially the banking sectors and their interest rate.
Oh,
yes. You know, doing we are government, doing we are come, you know, as president, when we flag that some within their government were taking extra $10,000 from the central bank, some extra $15,000 from the maritime, and Jefferson Koji getting extra $50,000.
Oh yes,
for the state of Montreal monthly. Then, when IMF and World Bank, you know, give money, there was FKTV, Sekudan lying. They're doing it. Look at all the corruption that they're talking about. Look at
they say giving up money.
They're not giving up money.
They didn't know they're putting Liberian further debt.
They didn't know that they are selling the future of the country. They don't know that the people who are giving you money, they don't give you money because they trust you. They give you money because they can get more from you in terms of interest rate than they will get when they go to France or when they go to Ghana or country then with better credit rating, with minimum corruption. So that is to say, many people in Liberia need education.
Education, yeah.
That's the problem we have. That's why I don't get mad at them when they instruct me when they do some funny stuff. Even sometimes when I write some things on my personal page, I just let to, like, you know, when you put sugar somewhere, we can draw the ends. I can put some of the things in there to bring them closer, help educate them, and also help them market their stupidity and ignorance so that we can have some time to educate them. That's a certain thing I can put on my personal page.
You remember when the IMF gave Samuel 156 million and they were charging us 36 cents on every dollar. They called it the standard drawing right. They were all unfavorable. Paku is strong. And they put it where we not succeed. Yeah. You are going to be paying 36 cents on every dollar you borrow. And by the time that loan comes to an end, like bro, we'll be paying 213 million. Despite the fact they only give you 156 million. And you're telling me, Paku, you're strong. You think what they were doing it for? But you know what? That's Liberia for you. That is the system we found ourselves in. We just have to accept it, you know.
Yeah. So I just before we leave, you know, Mr. Kana, you know, many of them are reacting because at the beginning of the show, we read a scripture in the Bible about the role of the deacon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that we started the show.
Okay, Steve, before you do that, you know what? Let's just take Abraham, and then we will. Yeah, I think Abraham be on hold for like 5 minutes. Abraham, are you there? Yes, sir.
How's it going, my brother?
My man, it look like you're gonna be the winner call up from the US today because we're about to leave. Go ahead.
Listen, very simple, man. Great show, guys, and the guys in Liberia. I mean, I always remind you guys, you play your part. I mean, collectively, we are all playing our part, one way or the other. So the farmers of Liberia, regardless of our political, diversities. But, you know, there are two things I really want to address. One, first thing first, these callers that call and then start to antagonize people, call them names that you don't even know the person from anywhere, and to malign them as so temperamental that support the regime. I mean, it's sad, you know, because the tolerant level was exemplified during the electoral process, where there are tired people from this camp, resorted to some level of violence to the point that people even got killed in the process. So because the light of Steve is not so close, that the anger is through the medium here. But it's good that Steve addressed it the way he did, you know.
Yep.
So we'll continue to do that. That's one. Two, with regards to the public work minister. Okay, just for the argument's sake, the lawmakers call him, and it's clearly established there was some financial corruption and misappropriation in the tune of $22 million. So you're not talking about thousands of dollars. I'm very sure some of these lawmakers are today on sanction. All of the monies they're talking about, you put everything together, I don't think it's up to $22 million, but today they are on sanction.
Yeah.
And you are the president of the nation. The boss starts with you. Your minister have admitted that indeed he did not follow procedures, but rather this money, I would say, has been squandered. Because mind you, Sibu, some of the contracts that were even money were even given to, those are contracts that was retained from the previous government. So how do you explain that? There's no explanation for that. So now, if you come back and say, "Oh yeah, Abraham Cohen or Steve Bullis is a minister that gave XYZ," have admitted that we erred in this process, where is the decision that the president is taking? Let's assume that the House of Representatives or the Senate have done nothing, but the fact has been established that something has gone wrong here towards $32 million.
But man, Abraham, how do you expect the president to do something if the president is hands in a cookie jar?
You could be right in that direction.
That's the problem. If the president was unaware of what was going on, then the president will have the power, the audacity to take action. But if the president is one of the architects of the stealing, what do you expect? Nothing.
You're not talking about $15,000, $22 million.
Yeah.
These guys are somebody together, they're cumulatively. Trust me, if you do the math, sometimes some of these guys, the money that they're on sanction today, you're not even up to that amount. I'm not giving any excuse for them anyway. But the fact of the matter is that right on your watch, you came to correct the rules. And this is the case here.
Yeah.
And then you got a public administration and then adopting itself. They say, "Oh, the Senate didn't do anything." Granted. But the president, they went out of way and placed the president.
Yeah.
So, that's my disappointment. But again, we will not relent collectively. I think we'll keep talking these things, and we hope that one of these days better things will happen. But it's disappointing, quite honestly. It is.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Guys.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Kane, the reason why there's, apart from the fact that we raised a concern about what the Liberian poor can and should do, whether that protest or the holding the government accountable.
No, I cut you. I want you to go back to what you were telling me what happened from the start of the show about the
I will connect it to that. I will apart from saying all of those things that we discussed previously before you could come on, we read about the role of a deacon. And me being a Christian, I call on the Christian community, the religious leaders, especially from the Christian community, to withdraw, and I still stand by that. I stand by it, to take away the deacon title from Joseph Boakai. Because when you read 1 Timothy chapter 3, starting from verse 8 to 13, Joseph Boakai does not meet that requirement. It says you can be corrupt, you can be a crook, you can be a joker. And unfortunately, Joseph Boakai has proven to be he's not a sincere, he's not acting in sincerity to the Liberian people. He's acting in a shady way. And they get mad when you say these things. But let me say it to y'all. Mr. Canada, the only thing I like about the show is the truth that They keep coming every day. And we have not changed though. And we're not going to change. That's the thing. So if your things will fall in line, your what it goes. So the next time again tomorrow will come, we'll read the other part where deacon and so will also carry themselves a certain way. I know you're coming to get vegan, you're being your feeling, but me, I'm a Christian. So I will speak on behalf of our religion. In order to restore sanctity to our religion, all the religious leaders that are hearing funny thing, they will remove them from the position. You know, whether that deacon, that man of God, whatever. It's good for us. For our religion, it sends a good thing. That bad thing again, I'm talking for Christian again, you're there. Y'all get very tired. That sends you inside. We're not leaving you. We're there. We're not leaving.
So, let me tell you something about the fund power of 22 million, right? They created this condition that certain corridor or certain segment of the roads were going to be paved. But when the money was disbursed, after stealing the 22 million, they came out to say that the road, it was only for reconditioning and rehabilitating. And some of them never even meet the standard. But they excuse for the public works minister that they have been business as usual. So they are reckoning, the lawmakers that were put on our committee is telling plenary, say it was an inadvertent misstep, but it was with good intention that they wanted to meet the benchmark for the president. So even though they violated
let's go back to the two words. Let's bring the two words down for our people.
Yeah,
first of all, inadvertent.
Yeah.
So what does inadvertent mean now?
Oh, they're saying that what they're trying to say is the people had good intention, but it was because of some technical constraint that never made them to reach the benchmark as to what they were able to achieve at the end of the day. Or in terms of the contract.
So in other words, that first word, that inadvertent word, there is no way they could have avoided to change it. But they're saying to us that they will not do business as usual.
You know what we could have avoided, and it means that
it's accidental.
It's something that
that's just what it means.
What if they didn't plan it? If they didn't plan it, it was inadvertent. Were they forced to do it? Now, if they were forced to do it, according to all of the report we've had, even from Nemo, the 10% that they are celebrating, they have not even met those things there. So how can they say they spend the 22 million on that? So basically what they're saying to the Liberian people is, will people on your head and tell you say raining?
Yeah. Then yeah, the funny part, boy. Yeah, the funniest part, boy. Not even the funny part, but the funniest part. They told the plenary, they wrote the plenary saying that even though they stole and they kind of violated the PPCC Act, but we're sending a letter or warning that if they do it again, there will be consequences. The same people who were charged with the responsibility of doing the investigation, that they report that what they recommended to the plenary that the people should walk scot-free. But in the future, when they do it again, so we'll be Liberian to the 2 million, the Liberian put to the 2 million that are going in breach. So what is the public procurement law that was violated? They are telling you now that it was done, it was an inadvertent misstep, but they were doing it with good intention. That's why
how do we know the intention was good?
Well, it was inadvertent, but it was still good.
Exactly. How do
yeah. Look, our country, man, we eat some deep crab, man. Yeah, it's sad. And so, they're telling you that if they do it again, then there will be consequences. But for now, they will slide. They will let them to slide.
But let me tell you something. This 22 million that Joseph Boakai people playing with, it will be the Joseph Boakai government won on $16 billion. The conversation is not going to go away anytime soon. And Joseph Boakai government will be labeled as corrupt, and it will be labeled as people that were caught in corruption with their pants down. Where in the world a government will go and squander 22 million United States dollars and say because you did it because you wanted to meet up with your 100-day promises, 100-day plan.
on the deliverable that they score 10% on.
And then on the 100th day, you only score 10%.
Out of 100.
I mean, the $22 million just went in vain.
Going price.
in thin air. And then you say we should let it go?
Yeah.
Then you are asking question about how Joseph Boakai government is corrupt. This would be Joseph Boakai's, $16 billion. Joseph Boakai borrowed or took money before his inauguration to renovate his home for $500,000. Joseph Boakai government misappropriate $360,000. Joseph Boakai government admitted for receiving $41 million, and they said they only received $20 million. Joseph Boakai government just used $2 million just to come to America and go back with no record of any accomplishment. Joseph Boakai government decided to appoint his nephew, J. Kabakoli, at Noka as officer in charge to take money there for Joseph Boakai, just as Ellen did with her son. Joseph Boakai gave position to people simply because they were friends to his son. Make them directors and managing directors and deputy directors. Joseph Boakai government signed a budget awarding millions of dollars to lawmakers because they don't want them to look at what is in it for Joseph Boakai and his people. My message to you guys: you guys have a long way to go. When you say we got 6 years to talk, you got 6 years to defend yourself for all the corrupt practices, for stealing from the Liberian people on a daily basis. If you are not outraged, if you are not angry, when the stealings are exposed, if you're not angry at the criminals, the rogues, but yet you are angry and fighting against people who are exposing them, that means you yourself, you are not only aiding and abetting criminal art, but you are criminal. Your actions is criminal in nature. So that's why there are certain things I will not say on SKTV and on the page of SKTV, but I will say it on my personal page because my feeling is my feeling. I got my right to write anything I want to write on my page. If you got verse, go write your own. So all the other can be running under my page to defend yourself, to say this and that, to fight me. You don't know me. You don't know me. I act professional when I'm on professional platform. I can go in the gutter with you any kind of way you want. You curse my man, I will curse your man. You curse my pa, I will curse your pa. You curse my wife, I will curse your wife. I will curse your whole generation. In fact, when you come on my personal page, I'm just sending you a message now. If you come on my personal page under my post and say anything to me, I will tell you things that can hurt you. When I call Joseph Boakai under my personal page, when I call the man handicapped president, you got fed, you won't die. When I call the man sick, you got fed, you won't die. The other one came and said, thinking that when you say, call Kumi's baby police, that will make me vet. I just tell you, say, Kumi is the toilet end. The only reason why I'm calling Kumi baby police, you say, feel that the man is short and small. But Kumi is the toilet and Joseph Boakai, then who is the real baby police? When I say that one, you got first. You want to be professional, you come on SKTV, let's discuss the politics in the professional way. But if I go and write my own thing on my personal page, you come there, you want to attack me, you want to insult me. No professionalism is out. And I don't want no respect from you. Let me tell you today, I care less about any of you respecting me. You don't get respect for yourself in the first place. You didn't get respect for your family. You didn't get respect for your pop. You didn't get respect for your man. I mean, the one you will respect. I'll care less about your respect. I will go on my page and say anything I want to say there. If you cost me, I'll cost you back. Even you, baby, you come there, you cost me on myself, I will cost your pop and your mom. I will tell you not today. So you will not think, say, oh, you big, you this, you that. No. The medicine for bully is to bully them. And I will be on the offensive. Let me tell you today, all the bullies, I will be on the offensive. I don't want to be the one always to create problem for you to kind of respond to it so I can cost you to your mother and your partner and your handicapped president that you're elected. Me, anytime you all try to attack us, I will attack Joseph Boakai. Anytime you attack the integrity of SKTV, whether on SKTV or on my personal page, I will attack Joseph Boakai. Every time you call us liar, we'll tell you that Joseph Boakai can lie more than everybody. Because we have a record of lying. You're the one got mental problem. You left all the qualified people with integrity, with proven record, people with dignity. You left them and go elect corrupt mandate, sick person who cannot make decisions for himself. Then you want all of us to suck up to you. If anybody failed to really suck up to the Unity Party, you are the bad person. They will say anything to you or everything about you. For me, I'm talking about everybody on SKTV. Anything that I will not say here on SKTV, I will not write it on the page. But on my personal page, I will say anything I want to say. If you can't there, you cost me, I'll cost you. You cost my mom, I'll cost your mom. I will cost you more. Any kind of cost you do, I will do it. I mean, I can't have behind no fake name just to pretend to be somebody else. No. I am 100% Stiku Kenneth. If you come on my page, you talk shit to me, I will talk it to you back. We will come on a professional level to discuss substance, to discuss substantive issue that affect our country. We'll talk about it on a professional level. But if you think here your bullying can silence me, then you are making a mistake. I'm a professional bully. But I don't just pick on everybody. I only bully the bullies. I just wanted you to know that.
Well, thank you, Mr. Kane. Sometimes you gotta send it to them raw. And that's why sometimes I mean for them by me and then they know where we can go. See DJ and try and says yeah, what is that? They want the new one to look at me. They know me by already anytime.
So for me, somebody say when they go low, you go high. For me, that mean when they go low, I go lower. When they go low, I go on the ground. That's what I can do. The only scale of people who can really take on them.
Yeah.
The only people who want to say, oh, I respect myself. No, I got no damn respect for myself when it comes to social media. My family can respect me.
Yep.
My friends can respect me. All the good people that know me, they respect me. All the other fully people that nobody know them, nobody care about them. Some of them not even, some of them are very malnourished, they can't even eat good food. They send them put money on their phone to come cost you. They cost their masters. Insult their master to the highest level. So they will learn their lesson. So that's what I can do. On my personal page, I say anything I want to say there. If it may well go on your page and say something. But if you come on my page, say you want to bully me on my own page, I will run you out of Facebook. You don't even know me. You don't even know how far I can go. I got no limit. Personally. Especially against bullies. I got no limit at all. I can say anything or do anything on my personal page. Because you look for me. And you look for me, I will give it to you. Call yourself son of a swan. You call yourself you are son of a swan. You have no shame of calling yourself a son of pig. Then I'm gonna be scared to call you any name. No, I will not. So that thank you, Steve.
Yeah, right there. But yeah, thank you, folks. Tomorrow will be on. I'll put it. It will get vet tomorrow, but the show will be hard tomorrow because we'll get into the conversation here. The 22 million conversation, we're not leaving it as Sekou said. No, we're not leaving it. And we're not backing down. It's a shame. And we, you know, there's something we predicted a long time on the show. I mean, you didn't pay attention to. The issue of sanction that we'll talk about today. We'll leave it. And we told you, say, some of you said it already. The sanction, and we tell you that one. We watch it. We watch it. That the day we make Ataye on the show. When the new sanction list come out, we'll make Ataye on the show. So we'll get someone Ataye in board a few days. We're not drinking Ataye like what we were doing the old school way. We're drinking Ataye in a professional diplomatic way. On that day, I will be to the order that myself will just put it in the sunny. It will be balling, we'll turn the camera to it. We'll make Ataye on the show, yeah. And we on the show. We'll make Ataye and drink Ataye on the show. We'll drink Ataye on the show. Y'all be here, y'all see it. So we're looking at the new list.
Everybody say, well, I say I'm a master of bullying. I can only bully the bullies. I don't bully regular people.
We're looking at a new list.
When they can bully, trust me. You know, those that know me, y'all go ask Dennis Shah. I go ask Dr. Baba or Dr. Frederick, Councilor Frederick Joel, or all the other people there that used to be on the list serve, no Facebook. Just ask them the name Sekou Kene. Dennis Child, I get that focus on Liberia. Go ask him. Go ask all of the people there that call themselves political junkies, or maybe they are master writers and this and that. Go ask them. You want to try to bully me? Oh, that one be joking. That's my area. I don't bully common people. I don't bully regular people. But I bully and destroy bullies. I run some of them out of social media. Some of them. Because I don't wait for you to come. I can be on the offensive. You curse my man, I get first. You curse my pa, I will not get first. Because unless you came from the sky, you drop some from somewhere, now woman born you, then you curse my mama, you call woman call, then will hear me. But every call you're going to direct my mother that your mother is talking to, or your wife or your sister. Then. I don't care. I will tell you things they don't want to hear. So that I the rest of it, I will say on my personal page.
Well, folks,
if you tell me, if you think I'm joking, go there and say something to me. See if I will not go below you. You go low, you go high. No, that's not me. You go low on professional level, will go high. But on my personal page, you go low, I go lower. Huh? If you go low, I go on the ground. Yeah. If you curse one person in my family, I will curse your entire generation. See that? You know how you looking? They bully that, they put the medicine for them. And me, I get it.
We buy some all we buy some all check people.
Yeah, you're deacon it.
Yeah, some all deacon with check people, so we're careful what we say in public. But we don't take crazy people. We don't leave no prisoner behind.
No.
We don't leave no prisoner behind. So, and let me say this to the United Party people. Truly speaking, the person that been begging for your behind closed door to leave your Sekou. And I used to tell you, Sekou will call me, you call your wife, they will talk to me, they got to get a poach. We got to get a government. Say the people, they're dangerous sets of people. You can't take it easy with them.
No.
To the point that Sekou used to get very me. Yeah? He used to get very me. But I can say to the United Party people, we are ready. We are ready. Hey,
you know what used to make them frisky? When people say, oh, you know the party will come for you. Oh, when you do it, you know the party will come for you. They are very good in propaganda that lie. They don't go with nothing. They only go with lying. They can lie. They can lie. When you know the party president, you say the woman, you got to make sure you send somebody to go check them out. Take them to the hospital. They say the man, or they say my man, I don't go to that zoo bush or whatever. Society bush, you go there and say, I don't trust you. Let it take the pants down for you. You make sure who they are. They lie about everything. Even they can laugh to their children and their wives. Then what else? They lie about everything. They got no shame in lying.
But we take out the contact. We take out the contact.
So when they lie like that, anybody who stand up to them or expose their lying, then they will get up against you.
We take out the contact.
Some of all we know the strategy. The more you gang up to count, the more we put fire on you. And you know when you put a bugger, we put a line on the bugger what they can count. They don't even know what they're getting themselves into. They can just come burn themselves. How many of them can return? I ate it.
We
talk about.
We want what the contact. Who the Christian? What the contact can just be passed and be misused. We want what the contact. So in the next few weeks, that the next conversation.
I don't know, but that one want it.
No, according to the Christian community, that one not inside.
I don't know about it.
Leave it with all. We restore our religion. Leave it with all. According to the religious council, we are having a meeting this weekend. We want what we're ready, President. We want what the contact. Let him give it about. If you refuse to give it respect, and then we'll take it by fire by force. We'll take it from him publicly. So we're asking behind closed door to negotiate it. If you refuse, among you with the contact, he won't come. Mom, we are taking our contact back.
I come run away. I don't want people that are the country.
I want the contact. We're taking it back. We're ready, President, behind closed door. Any attempt to refuse will go public. We got a check Benin. We'll bring him and pray with him, let the Holy Ghost speak with him to turn it back ceremoniously. If he refuses, we'll take it back from him unceremoniously in the public. And that's how we operate. We're not joking. We want our title back. He been misusing that title for years. Imagine you go sit down in cold horse and you lie in cold horse on an oath.
Yeah, we are deacon placing a hand on the Bible and lying. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, we take out one title by my brother.
But you know what? You know one thing I keep saying on this show: the way the country is going, the future of the country, the trajectory of the country. I send a message to the people in the diaspora: don't waste your time on protesting in Liberia. The best protest you can engage into is to have a say in Liberian politics, and that is an initiative for people in the diaspora to be part of the decision-making process. Because at least, even in a losing, you say yes. At least when people are making a decision on behalf of my country, I participated, even in a losing effort. But you paying the price twice for something you are not giving the leverage of participating in. That would be the worst sin you can commit ever in Liberian politics, because you listen to these people, they call in every day on the show. No, you tell them these guys are stealing from you literally in broad daylight, but guess what? They will attack more than the one that causing the harm and damages on them. So the best the diaspora can do for themselves in Liberian politics, because like I keep saying, at a certain point in time, you will want to have a say. Is your country, is your future, is your children's future, even though you don't live there personally. But the best you can do for yourself, the best protest is to have a say. Now, come election time, you can be able to cast the ballot, get the way Kenya and the Senegal and the Guinea were able to cast ballot, even overseas, to make a decision when it comes to the agenda of their country. That's the most you can do as someone in the diaspora. So even if you end up losing, they will say, okay, yeah, the future of Liberia was at stake. I was able to participate in the process. That would be the biggest protest ever. And that's the best protest you can engage into, rather than counting on those people. But anyway, bro, that's it. Do it.
Thank you, Mom. We'll be on tomorrow, folks. Thank you so much. Let's have a good day. Happy middle week to all of you. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Thank you and thank you. Good day.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the effort are rest. The brothers giving the care and the parents of them. The welcome and life without care.
I live for
Master.
Play body, so I can't ask you if you